Good afternoon. It is May the 7th, 2026. We are joined today by alumni of the channel, finally back after weeks and weeks on the night shift.
Alumni?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Like I've graduated?
Sure,
What?
You have a big boy job now, a real job, you know? Like,
Yeah,
you're beyond,
true.
you're beyond
That's
where
true.
we're at. So, AJ is here today. I wonder
Yes,
why...
I'm here to be insufferable. The Leafs won the lottery. They won the lottery.
It's never in doubt.
That's right, Detroit Red Wings fans. That's right.
Yeah.
Vancouver Canucks fans. That's right. All you criers and whiners. The Leafs won the lottery. And you know why the Leafs won the lottery?
Because of the whining?
Absolutely. But it's because it's rigged. No, It's not. It's not actually rigged.
I had a I had a friend last night. I think he's a Habs fan, and he went really deep down the rabbit hole of trying to prove that it's rigged. But I think he was doing it in a joking way.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say. No, but it was a fun time. But you know, look, I mean, I first before we get into it, I do have to do some housekeeping. I want to thank the USHL for helping us out. Well, not helping us out, but flying the Puck Preps guys, me and Chase Allen and Donish Mazloom was patched in remotely, but we flew out to Madison, Wisconsin, did the USHL Phase 1 and 2 draft. Actually, Cameron at Puck Preps did the Phase 1 draft the night before, which is the 2010s, and he nailed it. That was an awesome show. You can go to the USHL YouTube channel and save those drafts for later. Watch them after the show, and you can check that out. I was on day 2 with Donesh and Chase. We had a lot of fun. If you did take a look, the Dubuque Fighting Saints drafted Yazarbek Rustam Konov, the Uzbek
your
kid.
boy.
They
Your
drafted
boy.
him, and that clip I gotta clip it out and like steal it, but like and save it because I like lost my mind. I couldn't and the guy Frank, who was there doing the show with us, hosting from the league, he I think I totally lost him on like where I was going with that one. But I don't think anybody in the I actually got a text from someone who is loosely connected to the USHL who knows the GM at Dubuque, who was watching it and was like, that guy in the middle on the broadcast really liked it, eh? That one. How about that one? So that was a lot of fun. Had a good time in Madison, Wisconsin. Got to experience the beautiful drive from where I'm at in Southern Ontario all the way out to Windsor, Ontario, which is
where
horrifyingly a boring drive. I do not recommend anybody do it. When the
don't drive to where Tony lives. It's not worth it.
The
food culture's overrated because they created Hawaiian pizza.
When the Gloucester en route is like a landmark, that's when you know you're out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh, no.
The Gloucester, Ontario en route. Yeah, I stopped in there for a cup of coffee.
At that en route.
It was the only thing that was open while I was there was the Tim Hortons, and it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday afternoon, so whatever. But no, it was a lot of fun. So 1,000 thank yous to the USHL. They invited us out. We had a lot of fun. I hope they enjoyed our coverage. Again, shout out to all the Puck Preps guys. They're worth following. They're actually, I think as I speak, they're doing a WHL draft show on their channel. They did round 1 last night. I'm not sure if the WHL draft is still going, but they've been going all day today. Again, Donesh killing it again, and Joel Henderson, friend of the show, is also running that show with them. So
we love Joel.
So yeah, shout out to the Puck Preps guys. If you want, you can get a subscription. They do all the hard work. It was a lot of fun, and I hope the USHL also had a lot of fun because we tried to have some fun. Here's a fun tidbit, and then we'll move on to the show. We actually did the show. Actually, 2 things. First, we actually did the show in an actual mobile TV studio warehouse building thing where they had this it was really fun, and it's owned by Ryan Suter. We didn't know that, but Ryan Suter owns this TV production or this streaming production company, and it was a cool spot. It was a cool little spot out in a business park in the suburbs of Madison, Wisconsin.
How many times did you criticize his contract though?
0. There was actually 0 NHL talk really, outside of a few of the guys that got drafted, where they're going to go. Maybe some of the guys in that USHL draft or NHL picks this year. There were quite a few, but it was a lot of fun. So
fair enough.
So big shout out to the USHL and the city of Madison, Wisconsin for the hosting, and it was a lot of fun. I think the company is called Rush Media, something like that. It was really fun. Anyway, the other thing too, this is just the only story I want to tell because it's something I need to share with the world because it was the craziest thing I think that the weirdest phone call I think I've ever had. So yesterday morning, my flight out of Madison was at 9:30 in the morning, so I'm up. I was waiting for my co-host, I guess you could say, Chase, to come down from his hotel room. He's younger than me, so he needs, he's lazier, so more time to, get out of bed and stuff. I'm kidding. But no, I'm waiting in the lobby. I call a cab and I get on the phone with this cab company. When we flew in, we tried to take an Uber, and Uber charged us $70 for a 10-minute drive or a 12-minute drive.
What?
So we said, well, there was a conference going on, so they were surge pricing. It was a healthcare conference, so they were surge pricing. The cab was like $25, so we took the cab, and the woman driving the cab was so Wisconsin, like so Wisconsin. She gave us her business card, like for the cab company, and I called the number yesterday morning, and this woman picks up. The dispatcher, and I'm like, hey, can I have a cab from such and such a hotel? I'm looking to go to the airport. And she goes, when? And I went, now would be great, like as soon as possible. And she goes, oh, sir, like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, what? She goes, it's school hour. Like, we're busy transiting kids to school. And I was like, wait, what? Like you okay, I guess, but like you're shuttling children to a school in cabs? Like, do you not? I didn't say this, but in my head, I'm thinking like, do you not have school buses here? Like, what? Is that not the most expensive way to send children to school in individual cars that are paid by the mile? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I didn't really ask questions, but I got home and I furiously was Googling, is there a school bus strike going on? Is there some sort of reason why? And I think that what it seems is that the government, to save money, so to speak, instead of having enough buses for everybody, they just have the buses they have and then contracted the taxi companies to like fill in the gaps.
That's awesome.
Which I cannot believe is a cheaper solution than just leasing more school buses. I just can't believe that. And I cannot get over the idea that this company cannot send a single cab to pick me up and my partner because they're driving kids around. Crazy stuff.
Enjoy your $70 Uber.
Luckily, the Uber ride to the airport was much more affordable. The conference had been finished by that point, but what a weird morning that was. Anyway, home safe and sound. Now we can get into the show for realsies.
Sure.
So, okay.
But the draft is rigged, okay?
Right.
And here's why.
Okay.
You have to buy a scouching hoodie in order for your team to win the lottery because
That's true.
I got sent mine.
You didn't even buy yours.
No, I didn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I didn't buy it. I got sent it.
Yeah.
You have to acquire a scouching hoodie in order for your team to win the draft lottery. Because what was I wearing during the draft lottery? A scouching hoodie.
Oh my God! No kidding, eh?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep. So
weird.
That it's just the way it works. You have to acquire a scouching hoodie, and you can go to what? Scouchwear.com. Is that what
it is? Scouchwear.com.
Yeah. Or scouchwear.com and get your hoodie, and next year your team will win the draft lottery. 100% guarantee.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want actually, I realize now that we've got 3 URLs that start with the word Scouch now. We got scouchsim.com for our NHL draft simulator, which, by the way, has been updated to lock in the lottery, but you can still run it if you want. So Vancouver fans, if you want to cope and run the lottery until you get first overall,
run it again.
You can do it. You can do it.
McKenna.
But the default setting now is that Toronto, then San Jose, then Vancouver. Which, by the way, San Jose getting second overall. I know Toronto is the big deal, but like
so awesome.
that is crazy thing that's not getting talked about enough.
Draft lottery couldn't have gone any better
it's
for
just
AJ.
Insane. Hilarious.
The Leafs in San Jose going 1-2. San Jose was like one of the teams I loved as a child.
Yeah.
Like I used to watch highlights on Yahoo Sports, and I was in love with the Sharks.
Yep.
As a kid, I loved the jerseys as a kid. And I just loved the color scheme, and like the Sharks were one of my teams. So
yeah,
they still are because of my days on Yahoo Sports watching highlights. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped that the Leafs and Sharks got picks 1 and 2. I'm so happy.
Really funny. But anyway, yeah. So the simulator is locked in. Toronto.
See, if
San
you
Jose,
buy
Vancouver.
if you get a Scouchwear hoodie, you're 1 and 2
your
teams.
dreams will come true.
Dreams will come true in the draft
true.
lottery.
Yeah, it's true.
It's because the Red Wings fans were hating on you all those years that they never won a lottery.
They didn't even have a first round pick this year.
I know, but
right?
I'm talking about in prior years, right?
Oh,
that's why I was making the joke off the top, because like there was so much complaining from them previously.
Right.
Maybe
we'll see.
I mean, it sucks, but not for me. Not for me.
Yes, and then we have that and scouchwear.com where you get our merch, and then Scouching, which is the host of all of it. So fun times. We're expanding our portfolio here. But anyway, so I guess I don't know where we start. I guess you have to start with the lottery itself.
What did we kind of have gone over it a little bit? Like, what else are we gonna say about it? It's not rigged, guys.
Yes, it
like,
is actually.
If
I
you
did.
think
I rigged it.
Yeah, you rigged it.
Yeah,
you rigged it so you
wasn't
could get the pick.
I wasn't in Madison, Wisconsin. I was actually in the TV studio I was actually under the ball machine. Like there was Thomas the Ball Man, and I was under the table, and I was actually the one that like took an invisible.
Will was blowing. Will was the air.
I was the air.
Will was blowing,
and I had
the thing.
I had a plastic. I had a transparent plastic rod too, and I just kept nudging the Toronto Maple Leafs ball into the hole, and it worked.
Gotta be 12. Gotta be 12.
Yeah, I had to bat the Winnipeg Jets one out of the way because they were almost about to go in there, so I had to jam the
they
the
mistreated
thing up there.
Brad Lambert, so they don't deserve anything nice.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I did an okay job. I think a lot of people are taking it very well how I rigged the lottery, and it's going very well. But yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say. I was in the lobby of the hotel watching it with someone who is a very, very big Leaf fan, and like they were absolutely, I was blowing balls to get the Leafs Gavin McKenna. Exactly. Exactly.
That sentence could be clipped.
Yes, it is. Yeah. No, but it was a lot of fun. And it's a wild outcome. It's the most hilarious outcome for sure.
Oh, it's awesome.
But,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, really funny. Really,
it's so
really funny.
But
anywho, I guess
save the Leafs. That I think is the next logical place to go.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that at some point John Chayka and that press conference will come up. I'm sure someone will be curious about it.
Of course.
But the first comment on the chat is, I can't wait to see what team scouting will look like after the draft. I mean, yeah, it'll be very interesting.
You're gonna take Gavin McKenna.
So someone asked who would you pick first? For me, it's McKenna. It's gonna be McKenna for me. I know I've been the sort of like questioning guy on McKenna all year, but the more you watch over the course of this year, I guess with him, it's pretty simple to me. It's like you have to believe that you can manage around him and that he will make the necessary strides that are absolutely necessary for him to make in order to become as successful an NHL player as he could be. Like, I think there is a chance still that McKenna is a frustrating NHL player, but the talent is the talent is absolutely undeniable. It's just undeniable. And there aren't that many guys this year where you can look at them and individual parts of their game and go, that is truly, truly special. It's truly special. And I think with McKenna, the other thing too is, you can't really do this. I'm not always a huge fan of doing this, but you could plop Gavin McKenna on a line with Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes day one, and I would be surprised if it wasn't awesome.
It sounds very good.
Those three guys together complement each other in my mind so well, right? Like so well. And both Matthews and Nyes can clean up in the areas where McKenna is deficient, which he is, right? Like there are areas where he is problematic, but that doesn't, at the end of the day, hockey is not a game of like pure talent. It's a game of like assembling a group. It's a team sport. Mm-hmm. And if you can find a situation that fits for McKenna, like that allows him to do what he does best more often, then he's going to thrive. And so to me, it absolutely makes sense that McKenna is the guy for at one. There are a couple of other guys that I have right up there with him, but I do really think that that is the idea. And like, he's a Canadian kid. Obviously, like, the marketing potential is unbelievably high. There's value in that too, whether you like it or not. And he could be a bona fide star. The only thing, there's two. One is he is the type of player where there may very well be, like, you get to the playoffs and other teams go, that guy's our target, and he's going to have to learn how to work around that. And the other thing is, I still think there's a level of arrogance in his game that if it really rubs you the wrong way in interviews as well as on the ice, then I might get a little spooked. But there's no way for me to tell that from my perspective. At the end of the day, though, like, in terms of the hockey player itself, in terms of the hockey player himself, I think that he's the choice. And I think you can entertain a discussion about another option, but to me, I just think that it's also like he's just dropped into, I think, a perfect scenario for him, and a team that I think could also use a guy like him
in terms of the players he's playing with, not necessarily the media and market, but
I mean, like, he's gonna
on ice hockey situation.
You know, God help us all if they go to the playoffs and he has 1 point in a 7-game series and the Leafs lose again, right? Like, then it's gonna
that's probably that's very possible.
It's very possible, but
very possible
God help us all, right? Like, it's God help us all. But I think that you have to think about it from the perspective of, like, I just think his playing style resonates with the guys on the ice so well. And look, like, they lost Mitch Marner last summer, and they, I think, are desperately needing a truly, truly high-end, like, pure playmaker, right? Like, there was more to Marner's game than that, but, like,
absolutely,
they just didn't have that. Like, they brought in Michelli, who I think is up the same alley, but it's just not, he just didn't have the same, like, dynamic ability that McKenna has. And so for all of the things I've said about McKenna over the year, I still stand by all of it, but he's my number one guy right now after what I've seen over the course of this season out of him and Stenberg and even, like, Lawrence and all these other guys. Do I think it's possible that he may not exactly live up to, like, the generational style of stuff that people have been saying? It's possible, but I think in Toronto, like, it's gonna be a wild ride, and it's hard to say no to. It makes a lot of sense. So yeah, no, it'll be he is in terms of pure talent a special player, and the whole thing for me, if I'm John Chayka, is it's up to him. Like, however far he goes in his career, it's fully up to him. It is not going to be someone else's fault that he does not find tremendous amounts of success in the NHL, right? He just has so much talent that it's a gift. He's a gifted kid. And we've talked about gifted kid syndrome here on the show quite a bit.
Yes, we have.
But that doesn't mean that gifted kids aren't really good at what they do. And he is really good at what he does.
You just
it's a good scenario.
You just got to help the gifted kid.
Yeah, and, like,
I know the kid can't do it on their own.
I know there are people out there too who are like, well, the Leafs need defensemen. John Chayka even said they need defensemen in the press conference.
But you don't draft a freaking defenseman for that reason.
Well, and, like, people are saying, like,
what are you gonna do? Let's say we take Albert Smits. Okay, are you gonna plop him day one? All right, Albert, it's time you better fix this team.
Yeah, you could, but I mean, like, people are talking Chase Reed, right? Like, that's the name that's floated out there. It's like, well, they like him at one, and da-da-da-da. It's like, he's going to college next year. The Leafs will not have their first overall pick if it is Chase Reed. They won't have him for a year, and they have no first round pick next year or the year after. So if you're hoping to avert some sort of disaster and make the team better, why would a guy who's not even going to be there next year and will be a rookie the year after save you from being in the basement next year and the year after in the draft, right? Like, adding McKenna on his own, I don't think there's a shot in hell that he goes back to college. I want him in the NHL. I want to be the coach that's on the bench and going, you're going out there and you're going to see what it's like and you're going to learn, right? Like, we're going to give you the time, but you deserve the opportunity to be shown what this is like, right? And you have the talent to make it work, but this is where you belong, right? Like, and if it works, it works, because we're not sending you back to college to have another fun year, just having fun doing whatever it is you're doing on the ice, right? So anyway, it's a wild turn of events. quite a shift from quite a
It's
shift.
awesome. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
What a 48-hour period for Toronto. I wanted to do a stream for the lottery by the way 2 nights ago. I really did, but my hotel Wi-Fi was so bad, and I was not going to be using my phone's internet to be doing that while roaming. So yeah, no, not going to be doing that. But I did videotape. I did get on camera my reaction to the draft lottery results, which I haven't stitched together because there's a lot of dead space because they went to commercial a bunch of times. But we'll put that up at some point. But McKenna would be the first one for me off the board. And I don't know if you could convince me. I mean, Stenberg is not out of the question. It's not out of the question, but I just think it's just too good of a fit. And I think that like it makes it so much easier to sell Austin Matthews on where this team could go. Like
we are saved.
It just makes so much more sense. Like all you have to do is just show Matthews 5 minutes of Gavin McKenna making plays in the offensive zone, and in they go. Right? Like I think that. It's such a help to make that case.
I still can't believe it. It's just so funny. If you told me beginning of this season, oh, the Leafs are going to win the draft, it's tremendous. It's tremendous.
Oh, did we lose the stream? Oh no, there's back. Never mind.
No, we're good.
No, we're good. But anywho, yeah, so fun times. What else do we have in here? Did you see Mark Seidel's rankings? He just released them and has Malhotra at 1. That guy works for an OHL team. I don't know what he's doing posting draft rankings. Like, you have a job, man. But I mean, you're telling me a guy who works for an OHL team has an OHL guy everyone thinks is the greatest thing in the world at 1? Wow. Shocker. Yeah, whatever. I mean, okay. You can't convince me that someone whose job it is to work for an OHL team has a good understanding of the global hockey landscape for the context of an NHL draft. I don't know.
I mean, unless that person can convince you themselves, right? Like sure. They would have to come on and defend every take they have. But like,
I don't know. But an OHL employee having an OHL player at the top of their draft board. Wow, I'm so shocked. Who should the Canucks draft at 3? Well, that's that is going to be wild. I don't know the answer. Like, on one hand, Vancouver could use some help pretty much everywhere, right? Like they do need help pretty much everywhere. The problem though is like there's a lot of players that have the right to be selected in that spot. There's a lot of them, and if I had to pick, like, look, I love Tynan Lawrence. Like, if you are a Vancouver Canucks fan and you love Marco Rossi, Tynan Lawrence is kind of bigger Marco Rossi. Like, I think he's the type of center that you win with, that in the playoffs would thrive, and I think would be a very, very good everyday contributor. But I have a hard time believing that an NHL team is going to go, let's pull the trigger on this guy at 3rd overall in the current circumstances. But like, if it's Malhotra, then so be it, right? I think there is a case to be made that maybe he's worth taking in that spot. I wouldn't do it, but it's the exact same story as like Brady Martin or Caleb Desnoyers last year, where it's like, I get it. I get why teams would like this player, but it's not my decision. That's not what I would do. I think that there's a lot of really good defensemen this year. Like, if Vancouver goes out and drafts an Albert Smits at 3, it would not shock me. And that guy can ball, man. Like, he is a heck of a defenseman that I think would be. You've already got Zeev Buium, but like, Schmitz has a much more balanced playing style that, he's got more length and he's got more range on him than I think Buium does. Yeah, he's long, but just a really good defenseman. But there's a whole bunch of them. Like, Viggo Bjork even could be a really good ad for Vancouver there. There's going to be a lot of options, and I am pretty certain that, like, as it is right now, it's impossible to discern who like the guy is at that slot. Like, I would say, like, my top tier is McKenna, Lawrence, Stenberg. So one of those 3 would probably be the guy that I would want, whoever's there. But if you wanted a defenseman, I could totally see a defenseman going off the board and making a lot of sense for them. There's some good ones available. I've said before as well that like I think this is a draft where you would have to entertain the idea of trading down and adding some more assets, adding some more stuff to play around with. We'll see what happens there, but I doubt it. I don't know. The short answer to your question is I don't know. I might just have to go back to like my archive of video from this year and just go, okay, well, who sticks out the most here? And I don't really know the answer to that right now. If Stenberg is there though, which it seems like it's possible, then that probably would be the one that makes sense and you can plop him in right away. But there's a lot of good options. It's a tough one. It's a tough nut to crack this year. And I mean, Toronto with McKenna at 1, it just makes a ton of sense. But the rest of the picture, I don't know. But that's the fun part.
What would you do if you're San Jose then? Because they pick second. So let's entertain this thought.
Oh man, I mean, you gotta think. I would be working the phones as hard as I could. Like I don't know what the deal would be. Like I've looked around and like what defenseman would be worked in. Like the only thing I could see that kind of scratches the right itch is like maybe like I don't think you chase a defenseman for the same reason the Leafs shouldn't chase a defenseman. You're not going to get them right away probably. Like Schmitz I think is the most NHL maybe ready guy out there.
Well, if you want to draft a good D-man on your team, you draft him. That's maybe, his words. Exactly.
Maybe that's a guy who at 2, like again, we watched him at the Olympics not too long ago, shutting down guys like Eichel and Matthews and the U.S. Olympic team and all that stuff. Like he's a good player. And so if you really wanted a defenseman that has a really good track record that you can actually go and watch and see and not have to worry about being on the way in the future, then Schmitz could be an interesting option. And I could see it. I think it's an idea you could pitch. And I think you'd fit in with with San Jose quite well. But like you've got so many guys up front. Like what would a team be willing to offer you for a William Eklund, or offer you for one of these high powered forwards that you've drafted over the years that maybe you could flip them for a defenseman of some kind, right? I don't know. I would think, like someone mentioned, swapping number 2 for Simon Nemec 1-for-1. I don't know about that, but
I think Simon Nemec does not have that value anymore.
Well, but if you did want to flip like a William Eklund for a Simon Nemec, I could see that being an option, and you add a defenseman that way, and both teams benefit from that, I think. But I don't know. It's something that I would be curious about. I think with San Jose, like they're in a spot with San Jose. I think they're in a spot where it's like, okay, like they got to keep the momentum going here. Like they didn't really need this. It's great that they have it, but the goal for them is to like continue to improve. And so like
you
if the
also
goal
very likely have your 1-2 punch down the middle for like Misa and Macklin.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's probably going to be that solved, which is really, really nice.
Well,
like having your 2 centers figured out is massive.
Yeah. And I think with San Jose too, it's like, I don't even know if it's a trade down thing. I mean, they've drafted
it and see what happens. But like, if you can't trade down, just take the best player. And it seems like, based on what you're saying, Ivar Stenberg's the best.
I would think Stenberg.
And then like, who knows? Maybe you end up trading him down the road, or you trade one of the guys, like you said. Like, it's so weird though to say you would want to trade a William Eklund because you don't want to do that, but maybe. Well, it's not out of the question depending on what you're getting in return.
Yeah, if you pick, I don't know. I mean, I just keep going back to Tynan Lawrence, and I go, I love Michael Misa and I love Macklin Celebrini. I think they're gonna give a good look at Lawrence because Celebrini just came from BU. Mike Greer is a BU guy. The ties are there. Like they're gonna look at him. I think I'd be very surprised if they didn't like at least think about how they could maximize getting a guy like that, because he's undervalued. I think he's undervalued. I think he's an undervalued asset. You don't have to draft him at 2. So if it were me and I'm Mike Greer and I interview him and I talk to BU and I do all my legwork, and I'm like, Lawrence is my guy, which I could see as a possibility, then I would consider trading down and just going, even if I pick him at 5 and I get 2 second-round picks out of it, and maybe you flip, like, look at what Jordan Spence cost, right? Like, Jordan Spence was, what, a 3rd and a 4th-round pick or something like that? It's like, if you can find a deal like that where there's something floating around out there where someone's undervalued and you can trade down and add a couple of more assets and then get a guy like Lawrence and flip a couple of picks or something for a defenseman or 2, then you're in the money. And I think Lawrence is a guy where if you've got center depth of Celebrini, Misa, Lawrence long-term, then that's stupid, like, in a good way. That's just stupid good depth. And it doesn't matter who plays where, but like, if one guy gets hurt, who cares? If 2 guys get hurt, who cares? Right? Like,
if it's Celebrini, you care.
well, yeah, you care, but like, you can at least know that you have some depth there and really good depth.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
You know, and if it and I think that if Lawrence is your 3rd-line center, like, I think you're laughing, man, and I think he could be an extraordinarily good player in that role. So I don't think it's that outlandish to think, okay, well, maybe we add a little more assets and then go from there. But I don't know. It's going to be a fun draft. It's going to be a fun year. I'm so pumped. It's going to be crazy. I'm ready for. I think I'm ready for
today. Okay, if the draft happened today, who do you think San Jose picks? Just like purely based on your intuition, not
as of today. Stenberg. No, I it's tricky. Part of me just wants to say Schmitz and just go for it. I think it's tricky, but no, I think, but like, no one goes winger hasn't happened in 20 years, but there's always no time like the present. I don't know. I'll say Stenberg because it's the easy answer. I mean, it just, you know, they could use it. Yeah, Sharks need a number 1 right-hand defenseman, don't they? You can yeah, but like, who is the
a number 1 right-hand defenseman?
Yeah, this year, and I don't think you can bet that anybody is going to be a number 1 defenseman. I don't think, like, again, you're not going to get these guys for a while. Like, San Jose is looking to not be bad. They don't want to be.
They were not bad this year.
And so they don't want to be in this position again next year. And going out of your way to just draft a guy because he's a right-hand shot defenseman that you perceive will be a top pair guy, like, that doesn't. There's no guarantee. And like, you can't go get. Like, I'm not saying you don't need a right-hand shot defenseman. I'm not saying that, but this is a bad way to go about getting one. It's a very risky way to go about getting one, especially because you're not going to, like, this is exactly the same song and dance that we've seen before with, like, New Jersey drafting Nemec. Like, New Jersey was like, we don't need Cooley because we have a bunch of centers and we need defensemen. So they draft Simon Nemec.
You really like Logan Cooley right now, though.
And now, and Nemec is like a fringe guy. You know, I remember even Sharks
played him, man.
Like, Sharks fans were telling me that, like, Sam Dickinson was a guy that they needed because he's a top pair guy. And it's like, okay, well, what happened to him? Like, I know he's not done developing yet, but that's kind of the point, right? Like, Dickinson is this really high-end guy who I personally think that as an offensive player has all the potential in the world to be a top 4 defenseman in the NHL. And I think in this year's class, Dickinson would be pretty high on my board. But I'm not comfortable looking at almost any of these defensemen and saying, oh, this is for sure your top pair guy.
It's really tough to have those guys. Like, we can say, realistically, how many number 1 centers are there? And we've had this discussion before.
20.
Realistically, how many number 1 defensemen are there? Maybe 20.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
You need a right-hand shot defenseman, yeah, sure, you know, but like, if that's the case, then trade down and get one, right? Like, you
or there's something called free agency.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who you would get.
You're not gonna necessarily get a number 1 that way. It's really hard to, but like, you can I really feel like you can have really solid defensemen, maybe not have a true number one, and get by so long as your forward group is excellent. And the Sharks are on the trajectory to have an excellent forward group. They have Macklin Celebrini, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
And that is a bona fide number one center. That guy rules.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That is, I think, the most critical piece in a Stanley Cup winning roster is a number one center.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that the need is not unwarranted. That is the hole on San Jose's roster for sure. And it is very difficult to grab something like that. I just think that there is, if you want a defenseman, I guess, like the other thing too is like a guy like Albert Schmitz has played on the right side all season long pretty much. So he's not right-handed, but he does play that side of the ice, and he's been doing it against men all year. So there is something to that as well.
But it could, okay, could you realistically, would you be okay with Chase Reed here? If is he
sure.
left? Is he a left shot though?
I don't, honestly, I haven't seen him in so long. I don't even remember. Let me check. Yes, he is a right-hand shot. It's him, Verhoff, and no, not Carroll's. I think is Daxon Rudolph. Yes, so it's him, Rudolph, and Reed.
Well, Will would totally be okay with Daxon Rudolph at 2. I know that for sure.
If it's Daxon Rudolph at 2, I don't know. Wouldn't be my pick. But yeah, I mean, if it's Reed or Verhoff at 2, fine. But I could see that being one you look back on and going, yeah, he's fine, but like he doesn't scratch the itch enough, right? Like, look at, again, like your clocks just don't line up properly, right? Like the clock just doesn't line up properly. You know, you're on a team that's on the upswing, and if you're drafting for need now, you're not going to get that need filled until 2028. And then what? Are you going to hope that like your rookie defenseman is like Matthew Schaefer, right? Like, is that what you're hoping?
I think that also skews the perspective, right? Like,
yeah,
it's one guy who's unreal. And did you know I know him? Did you know that?
And we're 2 years removed from Chicago chasing a defenseman and taking Levshinov.
Yeah,
right?
and
like
what is Artem Levshinov
and that
done?
So far has not worked out.
No,
so like
in
my opinion, like you do kind of the Seattle direction where it's like you just keep drafting the guys you really love, and you worry about the problems that stem from that afterwards, right? Like the draft is like a relatively small part of how to build a hockey team. Like it is an important bit, but like I saw someone post on Twitter like of all of the teams left in the playoffs, who was acquired on those teams by trade or by draft or by free agency. And the number of guys that were there by draft pick was a lot lower than you might think. Like,
of course
a lot of it is trades and a lot of it is free agency. And look at some of the teams that have won the Stanley Cup in the past few years. Their defense group, it's like Gustav Forsling was a waiver claim.
Yeah.
Like if you play your cards right in the NHL, you can find value anywhere if you just do your homework.
Is Aaron Ekblad a true number one defenseman,
right,
by the way?
Seth Jones. Like, everybody thought Seth Jones was the worst player in the entire league for a while. And then he comes to Florida, wins a Stanley Cup, you know?
Because, you know, you could actually use what he had to be beneficial instead of, like, being a minute muncher all the time and having to, like, be the guy, the shutdown guy. He actually, like, the reason the Leafs lost the series against Florida is because Seth Jones went in on a rush and created offense. Like, that's literally how the Leafs lost.
Yeah. So
in a game 7, no less. Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the short answer to the question is like, I don't know. I think there's a number of different directions you could go. But chasing something through the draft never makes sense to me. It will never make sense to me because these guys don't hit their peak.
Unless it's right there in front of you. You know, like
most of these guys don't hit their peak for 4 years. Right.
Like, let's think of some of the most infamous examples of things not working out. Like, let's think about Jesperi Kotkaniemi for a second. All right.
Sure.
Like, Habs reached on a center because needs center. Did it work out?
Like, last year people reached on Desnoyers, Martin, guys like
well, the jury's not out on them
but
yet,
like you watch like a James Hagens play for the Bruins now, and you're just that guy is a wizard, and he's also a center, right? Like he's a center too. So anyway,
but he's not a farm boy, Will. Like it's not comparable. You know? Like,
I mean, I get
not a Canadian. He's not a farm boy.
I get the scarcity argument. I get it. I understand that these things are hard to find, but like also there are also other players eligible in this year's draft who are also pretty good and also right-hand shot defensemen. Like there are other options, and I don't, as much as I think that there are really good options at the top. Let me see. Who else is a right-hand shot defenseman that you could snag and I think could be.
Well, let's add Albert Smits into this argument. Like,
sure,
let's keep him in there because he's a right side defenseman. He plays on the right side.
Yeah. But like, even if you in the second round add someone like, maybe in the later first, because I think does San Jose have 2 first-round picks? I think they do.
Look.
I think they do. Yes, they have Edmonton's first-round pick. Like
awesome.
Ryan Lynn could be there. Like if you add Ryan Lynn at 20, that's great. I think that could work out gangbusters style for you. Barrett Hayton is another one where it was off the board and a center. They're reaching on a center, and you look at that and go, oh, well, Quinn Hughes won a couple picks later. You know, like 20th overall, who cares what direction he shoots? If you take Xavier Villeneuve and he hits, like you have your Quinn Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
You have your Cale Makar. Like, who cares what side he shoots? You instantly get better with him on the team, right? Like, I would think.
That would be insane.
I think Tommy Blale,
hilarious.
Tommy Blale is right hands, and he could be had in that later first round or the early second round. Breck Liskey is a right hand shot defenseman who I think is very good defensively and could be a good ad. Samu Alalaurie is another one you could add. Like there's other Juho Piparinen. Like there's a lot of these other defensemen as well that could project quite well as just good NHL defensemen. And if you have just good NHL defensemen who like play their role well, you will be fine. You don't need the flashy, it's nice to have them, but like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think it's oversimplifying the landscape here. And then also, but it's like oversimplifying and overcomplicating at the same time. Like but it is tricky though. Cause like, I don't know what you do. I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know if there is one. But for San Jose especially, because they have like a number of draft picks, like it's not just about who you draft in the first round. Like again, going back to that post that people posted of where these players came from, a lot of them are not first round picks if they are drafted and kept by their teams, right? Like Lane Hudson was almost a third round pick, right? Like if you play your cards right and you do your homework, you can do fine. You'll do just fine. And it's a good year for defensemen, for sure. It's a good year for defensemen. But no season, in my opinion, is a good year to go, okay, we don't have this on our NHL team now, so let's draft that, and then when they're here in 2 years, that hole will be filled. Like, that makes no sense, right? Otherwise, you're hoping that you have a Matthew Schaefer situation, which is generally...
You're not going to get.
Generally the exception.
We weren't even that confident about him being this good.
Oh, I don't think any human being on the planet expected him to be this good. If they expected it, they lied. He knew you. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's other options that are also good players available that, especially at 20, like Villeneuve is a left-hand shot, but he could be awesome. Lynn could be a really impressive player as well. You could trade down from that pick. You could trade 20th overall and probably get someone decent out of the NHL anyway. I don't know. That's the original answer to this question was you pick up the phone and see who offers what for that pick,
or you just do
whatever.
You do Stenberg and then you do Villeneuve at 20. If
sure,
I think that's your
stupid.
Yeah, that's your solution. But that's your solution, isn't it? It's
but
awesome.
He's not. But it's too bad he's not a right-hand shot, right? Like,
but who cares?
Yeah. Has he played? Cares? I don't think he's played the right side.
You don't look. Much. You don't need a number one. Like maybe like.
Yeah, he's
your
left.
number one defenseman does not need to be right-hand shot. It just doesn't need to be that way.
It would be nice if it was. I mean, Schaefer's left hand.
But I swear he's right, D.
Yeah, I mean, when you skate like that, you can play the other side.
Are you sure? Hold on, you might be right. You're probably right. But I swear thought he
I'm
was
almost positive.
But that's okay. I'm just gonna check just in case, just because I want to make sure that we're accurate. But
yes, I feel like that's something I should know. Yes, he's a left hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's continue down the list here. What else do we have here? How high do you think Lawrence goes in the draft? Well, it seems like most people have him in the back half of the top 10 at this point. So something like that. Yeah, most watched stream ever in advance. Well, the draft streams do quite well. So
I mean, this is doing all right. This is not bad. This is definitely not bad.
We're having fun.
68 people for us right now is pretty good.
Yeah.
But draft day, what was it? Like, you've gotten up to 1,000?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like we're not peaking yet. We're not peaking yet.
No, not quite. Tell your friends to join in, and then maybe we'll get there.
Yeah.
The bus.
All 1,000 of them.
The taxi thing could be for kids in remote areas for sure, but that still seems awfully inefficient. I don't know. May as well just buy them all bicycles. Is it a big mistake for the Sharks to take Chase Reed at 2? I mean, I don't think it would be a mistake, but you are taking on a lot of risk. Like, you look, another one, like Columbus drafted Caden Lindstrom, a center, ahead of an Ivan Demidov, right? Like chasing something you think you need in the draft is generally like
not how to read the room.
Yeah, it's not a great. Yeah, it's not a good. Yeah, chasing is not a great way to read the room. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
But it could work. He's a very, very good player. I think he's worth a top 10 pick. I think he's really impressive. But
that's why San Jose should consider trading down and see what they get.
Like, compared to a Schaefer last year, I think there's echoes, but they are not at all the same player at all. They're almost the same age. Like, they're just not at all on the same level. That's crazy. Yeah, they're almost the same age, which is nuts.
Is that young.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. He doesn't turn 19 until like Labor Day. Like, he's a child.
What an awesome dude, man. And I know him. Isn't that incredible?
I didn't know you knew him. Who do you think makes the playoffs out of the Atlantic next year? 5 Atlantic teams made the playoffs last year, and that was without the Panthers, who should be back, and the Leafs. I don't know, man.
Could be back.
I mean,
I don't think Ottawa. I
don't think the Habs are going anywhere.
No,
I don't think the Sabres are going anywhere. I don't know if the Sabres will be 109 points again, but I don't think they're going anywhere. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I don't know. Like,
I'm not 100% optimistic about the Leafs yet. Like, no. It's tough.
You better pray to God. You better pray to God, if you're a Detroit fan, that team gets better.
But they won't.
I don't know what to tell you if they still can't make the playoffs.
I don't think they'll make it.
I didn't realize they finished the year 2-6-2. Whew.
It's crazy, man.
The Sens, they were a good team this year. They just didn't get any goaltending. The Bruins.
Yeah, but then they got goaltending in the playoffs and their offense dried up. So,
yes. Yeah.
I don't think. Look, I didn't watch a ton of NHL hockey this year, but so you don't have to fully listen to what I say entirely, but just off my own feeling, I don't like the Sens.
Yeah, no,
I'm not sure that that's gonna work.
Like, I still think 5 Atlantic teams will make the playoffs next year. Maybe you could count,
but it's hard. You know what?
Maybe the Capitals could be the team that sneaks in out of the Metropolitan, but I don't know. It depends.
I'm going to reserve judgment until I'm not going to be so inflexible. It was more me trolling off the top. I'm going to wait and see what all these rosters look like heading into next year.
It could
so early to actually
are the Panthers going to come back and they might?
Yeah, I think the Panthers come back. I think the Panthers come back. That one's almost a guarantee to me that the Panthers will be back and be back stronger.
Yeah, like Tampa. I mean, Hedman will be back next year, so
yeah. I think Tampa.
Montreal, I don't think is going to get any worse. Boston, I don't think is going to get any worse.
But Boston is not. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold that team is going to.
It might just be that a whole bunch of teams have
they're
93.
a bit of a bubble team,
Yeah, it might be that 5 teams have 93 points, Like it might just be that a bunch of teams all have a similar cluster, and it's like you win one game and you're in the playoffs, you lose one game and you're done. Like it might just be one of those, and I don't know. But it's tough. It's a tough division now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tough division now is the toughest division in hockey, like for the
it is pretty tough
couple of years, man. Like the Atlantic Division is, I think, a pretty insane division, and it's been an insane division since I got back into hockey in 2019. Like it's been probably the best division every single year, other than the COVID year where it wasn't a division. But like 2 Atlantic Division teams made the Stanley Cup Finals that year. I think the Atlantic Division is just the hardest division, and it's only going to get more difficult with another first overall pick going into it. I know there's been a lot of discourse around the hiring of Chayka, but Will and I, we've listened to interviews of Chayka, and I feel very positive actually about his hiring. I know that's a hot take, but I listened to his interview on 32 Thoughts, and I went, okay, I don't think this guy's a dumbass, which is a big upgrade from the last guy we had in charge.
Yeah.
And he very eloquent and identified a lot of the problems I felt this team had. And it seems like they're going to try and address it in ways that align with how I think. Not entirely, because I didn't hear anything about pace, which I was very disappointed in. I want a faster team. Please make them faster. But I felt very positive about how it came off.
Well, yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that with him, it's like, again, this is the narcissistic side of me, but he really reminds me of if I were hired as a general manager. Like
that's okay. You should be a little narcissistic.
But hear me out, right? A bunch of NHL teams would, if they found out I was being hired as a general manager, would despise me. Like they see me as a pariah, as a like abomination to the sport. So like why do you think I hear from fewer and fewer NHL people over time? I have lost job opportunities in the NHL because of something that I've said about a team and a player they've picked. Like it's just the way she goes. So if I were to be hired as a team, as a manager of some kind, I bet there would be a bunch of people in hockey who would be like, I'm not letting that guy get off the hook on anything. I'm going to make that guy look as terrible as I possibly can. I know for a fact that there are people who think that I don't actually do any work.
Which is just not
true. But I know that there are people who do not think I'm putting in the work, and that I'm just like sitting on my ass all day and faking it until I make it, which is like bordering on insulting. But like, whatever.
No, it's not bordering on insulting. It's downright insulting.
But the point,
your list deviates so different, like it far from consensus.
Yeah,
not entirely, but it deviates so far from consensus, and you actually back up what you say.
Like,
and I'm not just a Will Glazer here. Why would if Will faked his work, all he would have to do is make it as similar to consensus as possible to fit in and not push any boundaries. And he could just say, I love this player. This player is so great. He's so big and so good at hockey. I love the farm boy. Like,
hey, I got nothing against farm people, by the way. If you're an agricultural head, I got no problem with you, by the way. Just want to get that out there. But anyway, continue.
No, but that's it.
Okay. I mean, look, I think that another thing is, like, I think a lot of people have to realize that people's motivations can make situations seem wildly different than they actually are. And like the way someone interprets a situation, or interprets something someone said, or interprets their experience with a person, like think about the way that whole like everybody thinks you're a fraud thing was characterized. It was Steve Simmons, who is like notorious in Toronto for not only being a liar, but like also just like inflating
a bad
things.
And terrible person.
He's very good at framing things in such a way that makes him seem like he's right. And
if it makes me look smart, I agree.
Exactly. He's the king of it, right? So I think that with him, especially with that question he asked in the press conference, like, he may not be wrong that a bunch like but in his life experience, the people that select as the people that are willing to talk to him and give him information and be his contacts are probably exactly the type of people who would call people like John Chayka or myself frauds and losers and idiots and morons. Like, and it's so he may be right, but Keith Pelly, who I think I've become a lot more charitable to over time, I think Keith Pelly I think he's right in that press conference. He's like, we must be talking to different people. Like, and I think Keith Pelly I think Keith Pelly is talking to people who are like, they at least can vouch for the character of the person, right? Like, I think that also a general manager should not be liked by the other teams in the league. They used to call Doug Wilson the dentist because it was like pulling teeth dealing with him. Like Brad Treliving, everybody loves Brad Treliving apparently.
Yeah, because he's a goofy idiot.
It's like look what happened.
Everything he wanted.
So you get someone in there where it's like they're buddy with all the GMs and they're just doing solids for each other. That's not what you want. Like, that's the most ironic, like, anti-competitive thing in a league that like frames itself as this big, tough, strong, competitive environment. It's like, well, what? You want the GMs to all get along and have a good time? Like, that makes no sense. Like, what are you so upset about, right? Like, I don't get it. So
they all called you a fraud.
Like,
no, sir, you are a fraud.
Well, he may not be wrong. But like Don Cherry might be one of those people. Right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like Don Cherry coached in the 70s, so he's an NHL person. So that might be one of those 19, right? I mean, I think with John Chayka, a couple. If you were to take, I said this to AJ before the show too, but if you took John Chayka and you changed his name to Alan Stevenson and forgot about the way in which John Chayka left his job, which was messy, for sure, but you listen to the actual words that come out of his mouth during these interviews he's done in the time since that press conference. If you close your eyes and you hear what he had to say about his experience in Arizona, I would absolutely understand how that could have gone absolutely south, right? Like, he was saying that like there was an unstable ownership situation, an unstable arena situation, everything.
Like everything they were doing was centered around keeping the team and getting a new arena.
They had no money. They had no resources. They had nothing. And he was the cheapest GM around. Like, he was put in a situation that was bad and got worse. And he was also put in that situation at an age where I think he was in over his head. And I think that now when you listen to him, I think will own up to that. Like, he says, like, it was challenging and the environment was a lot and I made some mistakes and yada, yada, yada. And the other thing that I thought was really interesting that I'm surprised not many people care about is when he was talking in that press conference, he did speak, by the way, in case anybody was curious, he did actually say things in that. It wasn't just about how embarrassing everybody says it was. He had things to say. And one thing that I liked that he had to say was that his experience was like in the last few years. And if I'm Keith Pelly, this interests me a lot, where Chayka is saying like, yeah, I haven't been in hockey for a while, but like I've been working in private capital for sports teams for a while. And I've been around the world. I've seen different types of organizations, how they're run, how they operate, what a team with resources looks like, what a team without resources does to make things efficient. Blah, 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 right? Like, I think that there's a lot to learn from being outside of the world of hockey as a business person who still, like, the insinuation that he doesn't know what's going on in hockey is ridiculous. But like, for him to then come back and go, I'm offered this job and this opportunity, like, yeah, of course I'll do it. And the fact that, like, if it was just him, I would be very skeptical. But the fact that they've added Matt Sundin as well, I think it makes a ton of sense. We've said this for weeks on the show.
My childhood hero.
I don't think you were here. I don't think you were here, AJ. I don't think you were here, AJ, when we were talking about it.
But I was overnight.
But it's, yeah, that's true. But like, Matt Sundin is the team whisperer. Like, his job is going to be the conduit.
And
between,
he said that.
Yeah,
he said as much. It's like, I'm here to give perspective.
Yeah, to me that makes all the sense in the world. If you're going to hire John Chayka, but you want Matt Sundin to go in the room and be able to point the finger at Austin Matthews and go, I expect more out of you. John Chayka can't do that. I couldn't do that, but Matt Sundin certainly can.
Yeah,
right?
he's my captain forever of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well,
when I think of the captain of the Maple Leafs, it is number 13. It is Matt Sundin. That is the guy who carried himself the best.
And he's the type of person to turn around, and he could go to John Chayka, and like apparently they've known each other for a long time, and you can turn around and just go, you can just turn around and go, hey, I don't know what I was going to say, but the point is, I think it makes
I don't
a lot
like
of
your
sense.
idea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he can turn around and just say, I don't think you should do that,
And
like,
John Chayka apparently says he's going to acquiesce to that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And someone just mentioned,
I like this partnership. I do. I think this is going to be a really, really good.
Yeah.
Maybe not a really, really good, but like it's a very interesting setup, and I think it could yield very positive results. There's always a chance that it doesn't, but I really like the position that they put themselves in.
Yeah. I mean, someone mentions that a problem with him was that he was trading mid-round picks for acquiring older talent, but I don't think that's a problem at all. It's like what? He traded like third-round picks for like not Taylor Hall, but like Nicholas Chalmerson. I would make that trade. Like, what do you do? Why he also stockpiled draft picks too. Like, he also acquired a ton of draft picks, so he did both. Like, I think that when you look at the trades that he made, by and large, he was the one ending up with the better players, right? Like, yeah like Jason Demers was fine. Like, I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. Like, they made the playoffs with him as the GM. Like, they were not in the playoffs for a long time, and they did improve, right? Like, and I don't know. Like, I get the feeling that, I don't know. I think that he, I think he should be at least given the time of day to see this through.
Especially with a stable and healthy environment in terms of finance and resources.
And here's the other thing too, right? Think about motivation. We talked about motivation with someone like Steve Simmons, but think about motivation from someone like John Chayka. Do you think John Chayka does not know that something like that press conference could have been a thing that happens to him? Like, taking that job, in the situation he's in his career is incredibly daring. Like, with the history that he's had, his choice to come back to the NHL is as general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. At any given point, he could have walked away.
That is the biggest. At any given point, balls on the table.
Yeah. At any given point, he could be like, "This isn't for me. I don't want to do it." And I think I'd realistically be like, "Look, if he doesn't want to do it, I understand why." But he's sticking his neck out and going, "I want to do this." So, do you think that like he's the dumbest person in the world to like not think that something like this was going to happen, or do you think he's well aware of it and does not care? And like hiring Matt Sundin, the same thing with Matt Sundin is like, it's the same thing, right? You think Matt Sundin is going to want to hitch his wagon to John Chayka, knowing him for a decade and thinking he's a fraud and a shyster? Like, do you think Matt Sundin is going to like, they even asked him,
called him brilliant.
Yeah. Like, they even asked him in the press conference. They're like, what if this all goes south and are you worried your legacy is going to be tarnished? Number one, what a ridiculous question to ask him. But number two, like, what?
It's the most doomer. Do you think he's the doomer stuff I've ever heard in my life?
Do you think he's like the stupidest person around? Like, it's almost insulting to his intelligence. Where it's like, what? You think I'm going to take a job with someone who I think is a fraud? Like, what are you talking? Like, I'm moving my family here. like, clearly there's more going on here than like the Leafs are stupid. They hired a stupid person, and Matt Sundin is also along for the ride. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Like, there was not nearly this much discourse about Brad Treliving being hired.
Yeah.
And we could see his shaky track record.
Yeah, you want to talk
Calgary.
shaky track records. Oh my God. I mean, someone asked about
he's been in charge of a Canadian market team before, so he's a good fit. Yeah. That was like part of the reasoning. And it's just like, what? This guy's a moron.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a total moron.
Someone mentions losing the draft picks, and that's true. I think that is true. That is a thing. That was a mistake.
The combine situation.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake, and
I think he addressed that in the interview about like how I forget exactly what he said, but like I think he had to miss the combine because there was some like crazy thing that was happening because it was Arizona.
I just think it's also like what, and
that's an excuse, but
yes, but also it's like, what kind of a world do we want to live in, right? Like has anyone in here made a mistake? Like obviously that's a big mistake.
No, I never make mistakes.
You know, like that's a big.
You will never be able to find a mistake I made on stream. Nope, you'll never find one.
Like obviously that's a very big mistake that cost the team very dearly, but like, so what, right? Like NHL people have made much bigger mistakes in their lives and nobody cares.
Crap happens, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, like it's a mistake, and whether or not it was whatever, but that's another thing. I think is a good lesson for Chayka. If there is it already has happened. It has already happened where Frank Saravalli already put out, in my opinion, a hit piece saying that the league has looked into tampering against John Chayka for looking for people to hire. It's like, are you kidding? Like, you're telling me that all other NHL teams like haven't reached out to people under the table a little bit to like see if they're interested in joining the team or leaving their current employer? Like, you're telling me that never happens? You're telling me that NHL teams like don't get in touch with agents of players they already have going, hey, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. How about your other client comes to my team in July? Like,
yeah, cry about it.
Yeah,
cry about it.
So any opportunity, in my opinion, any opportunity people get to make him look bad, they will take. Yeah. And that's just the way it's going to work. Yeah, it's fashionable. And I think that, you know, is it going to work? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work, but I don't know. Would you rather have them just hire, like they'll do the Craig Berube thing all over again and just hire like Doug Armstrong because he's just the guy that has the experience and won a cup?
I was very worried that they were going to hire Doug Armstrong.
I don't think there's any evidence that he would be a good fit. Whereas with Chayka, he's local to the area. He is, in my opinion, pretty savvy. Like, he's not stupid. When you listen to what he has to say about how he sees the game, he sees it very similar to me. Like, when he breaks the game down, I see it very similar to how he does. So
I think he's a little analytic heavy potentially, like based on what I've heard, and I'm a little concerned about how analytic heavy it is, but it's not like, I'd rather them be analytic heavy than Brad Treliving.
Right. Than like ignoring it, you know?
Yeah, like fully ignoring it.
Anyway, it is what it is. I mean, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the freak out was insane. And like that, I don't know. Like I get that it's fun to make fun of Keith Pelly, but like I think they interviewed a bunch of people, and I think that at the end of the day, like, you don't interview a bunch of people and come down on John Chayka without being pretty darn sure that's a firestorm you want to walk into. Yeah. You know, like they must be very confident in him. And I don't think that you become very confident in him without him being someone worth being very confident in that situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel very good about the decision.
Well, it'll be really funny if it works. It'll be very, very, very funny if it works.
I honestly think it will. It may not work immediately.
How could it be worse? They're the most embarrassing team. They're the most embarrassing team in the league right now. Like, maybe not the worst.
There's one more team.
Maybe not the worst, but they are embarrassing.
Maybe two, honestly.
I don't know.
I would be pretty embarrassed to be a Canucks fan or a Rangers fan. Hey, man, it's not that far. It's not that far apart.
It's not that far apart, but watching that team this year was.
This year they were terrible. Like, I stopped watching. Yeah. I couldn't do it because they were that bad. They were that terrible. But they're in a much better position than I think the Canucks and Rangers are in now. Like,
apparently John Chayka is a professional bingo player who manufactures bingo balls. So maybe
that's awesome.
No, I don't think that's true. It's just someone commenting.
He's good. He's good at the lottery.
Yeah, that's why they won the lottery. He rigged he put in the ball that, you know, it's like a heat-seeking missile.
12.
Yeah. Yeah. The Leafs can draft another soft player with no compete they can rip in the playoffs. Exactly. Yeah, now we're talking.
It's not even about that. Like, it's just awesome. I don't know. I'm just happy.
If that's how it ends up, I could see it happening, but I still think it's a bet that's worth making. It's with McKenna. It's a bet that's for Toronto specifically.
I honestly think it's 100% true. But at the same time, it's about putting the right players around them. Yeah. Having the right system.
Someone else mentioned something about Chayka that also doesn't get talked about too much. He hired Rick Tocchet as a coach. I think that also is a moment where he might look at that and go, maybe that was a mistake. Because Rick Tocchet's history with skilled players, just like Craig Berube's, is not particularly positive. And
Rick Tocchet won Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
Not in Arizona.
I thought researching this, I thought Chayka hired Tourigny, but he didn't. That was Bill Armstrong. But Tourigny seems much more coded for what I think Chayka seems to want to accomplish. So we'll see what happens with Berube. But
he's also 26 years old when he started the job, right? Yeah. I am 25 years old.
And who knows? It might have been.
I am a 25-year-old.
It might have been ownership too, being like, he's the guy. Let's hire him. He's the big ticket guy. Let's bring him into town. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know, but people are pretending like they know a lot. The dynasty war might be Carolina's analytics versus San Jose's lottery luck. That's true. That might be it. Yeah. Have any updated thoughts on the CHL and how to evaluate those guys? I mean, not really. Things are just chugging along. I can't believe Brantford lost. I can't believe that Barrie beat them in 7 games, but here we are. It's the same. Like, my thoughts are the same. It's the same. It's a really tricky year. Watching a lot of hockey this year, I still feel like it is a sketchy place to sift value from. There are CHL players that I really love. They definitely exist. I've got a bunch of them in my first round. But as the best of the best of the best in this year, I don't have the certainty. I think a lot of people, again, are very certain. But I am not. I think it is a very, very tough environment to evaluate. And you have to be really, really careful. Like, the way I kind of do it is just by looking at more about the fundamentals of their game. How do they skate? How do they use their skill? How do they read the ice? Like, how are they forechecking? How are they pushing the speed of the game? Because look at the playoffs this year. It's a bloodbath of just speed and energy. And you're looking at some of these guys that are driving really good results for their teams. Zach Benson last night, or 2 nights ago, huge game. Was that last night? Was that last night or 2 nights ago? I don't even remember anymore. I think it was last night. I think it was last night. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Like Zach Benson.
Zach Benson's our guy. We had him ranked over Connor Bedard for all of 2 days.
Yeah, it was like 2 days.
Whatever it was.
Yeah. I'll never forget. I'll never forget that Discord message. I actually have it saved on my computer. Is it just me, or is Zach Benson like a better hockey player than Connor Bedard from September 2022 or whatever it is?
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, it was like September. But yeah, like Stankoven's like among the league leaders in goal scoring in the playoffs, and
that is a massive win for us.
Oh, it's a huge
massive win.
I love Stankoven. But you know what? Like, my point is, like, the game is about energy and speed and craziness. Yeah, my only thing about Barrie versus Brantford is who cares, work harder. I agree. Did you see that clip, by the way?
No.
Oh my god.
I don't see anything anymore, man.
Okay, when you have some time, you got to look it up.
Look, I'm the most, not that I'm unplugged, but I'm very unplugged nowadays.
One prong is out of the plug.
Yeah, like I knew Chayka and Sundin were expected to be GM and like advisor, whatever the role Sundin is in.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I didn't know when it got announced. Like, I just don't have the time anymore. My brain is now set to doing adult things. I'm a big boy. I've actually become a big boy. I'm proud of myself. Isn't that amazing? It's like the pull-up commercial. I'm a big boy now.
Yeah, you are. But yeah, exactly.
Or I'm a big kid now. That's what it is. But I'm a big boy now.
Do you think the Leafs winning the lottery is good or bad for the Flyers, seeing as they have the Leafs at 2027 pick? I mean, I think if you're the Flyers, it doesn't matter.
I think it's a bad thing. Like, in terms of for the Flyers,
well, yeah,
I think the Leafs are going to have. The Leafs have a really good shot of being a competitive team next year.
Well,
like, I think your pick is going down.
It depends.
In terms of where its value, like where its expected value would have been with Brad Treliving at the helm.
I think that the other thing too is it's a simple math equation to me. You have Gavin McKenna on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are they better or worse than without him? Probably better.
They are better
without him. So if they draft probably pretty much anybody else except maybe Ivar Stenberg, probably not going to be in the NHL, or at least not an impact player in the NHL, the team will probably be worse. So by default, like, Chase Reed won't be on the team next year, right? So by default, the team would be the same. So it probably would be good for the Flyers. But with Gavin McKenna, they will be better than having nobody. So they'll probably be better. So technically on paper, it's not a very good thing. But also don't complain. You're probably going to end up with like a top, at very worst, 20 pick probably. A top 20 pick. For Scott Lawton. like
that's insane.
Don't get too greedy. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, it was already insane when you got it, even if it was pick 32.
Yeah.
Scott Lawton's bad. He's a bad hockey player.
Well, he's not worth a top 20 pick, right? He's not worth a top 20 pick.
Fine. He's a very mid hockey player that I don't like because he's slow.
Yeah.
So for me, he's a bad hockey player. Generally, he's okay.
Yeah. Someone asked if I would personally trade down to pick 2, 3, or 4. So in anticipation of this, I put up a draft simulator here of if you have the first overall pick, what teams would offer what. So you got Calgary offering 6, 28, and 51. I don't think I would do it, but it is an interesting idea. Vancouver 3, 33, and 97. That's sort of enticing, but I still wouldn't do it. Chicago 4, 34, and 66. New York 5, 27, 77. St. Louis 11, 15, 126. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll go back. I don't think that's going to happen.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at stuff that people are saying to me. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry again, Registrar. It was just an emotional thing, man. But I know you don't hate me for it. I just have a hate boner for the Canucks. I can't help myself, right? I have a total hate boner.
They've been through enough. We can through enough.
I was once a Canucks fan, okay? I was once a Canucks fan.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Matt Sundin was a Vancouver Canuck, all right? This is how much I love Matt Sundin. That when Matt Sundin went to the Vancouver Canucks, I was a Canucks fan and stayed a Canucks fan for a little while.
Oh, someone had an interesting idea. If the Canes win the Stanley Cup and Stankoven wins the Conn Smythe, Viggo Bjork goes third overall. There you go.
But they're gonna look at him as the exception, and he's also not Canadian. Like they'll
That's
go,
true.
oh well, he overcame his size because
Swedes.
he's Canadian.
Vancouver draft Swedes.
Yeah, but Patrick Alvin's out, right?
True. Do you think Stenberg falls to Chicago?
Happens.
I could see Stenberg falling to Chicago for sure.
It's very possible.
Yeah. Saravalli had Verhoff at 2. His age in competition, he stated that Dubby would have had Reed numbers. I think he would have been better than that.
Is Saravalli quoting people? Because not for anything.
No, I mean, he's not a draft guy.
Yeah, Frank.
This is the time of the year where everybody's an expert, right? Like everybody has been watching these guys all year, apparently.
Frank's also not a draft lottery guy when it comes to bringing up Johnny Gaudreau smiling down upon the Columbus Blue Jackets to give him a pick. You know, what are we doing? what are we doing, man? I'm sorry, I'm never gonna get over that. It's just so dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I agree though. The sentiment I agree with. If Verhoff went to the Dub and he scored 40 goals this year, I don't think anybody would be batting an eye at him being a top 5 pick, at all. The Rangers trade Schneider and a 5th overall pick for 2nd. Yeah, maybe. I doubt it.
They can try.
Yeah, there's nothing that says you can't try.
And they'll still end up with the worst side of the deal because they're the New York Rangers and they'll draft somebody bad. That's just how the way. It's just I don't make the rules.
Yeah, I
just state them.
Yep, exactly.
They'll get Vitaly Kravtsov 2.0.
Yep,
that's what'll happen. Who's Vitaly Kravtsov in this draft? Will?
Wait, what? Oh, what?
Who's the Vitaly Kravtsov in this draft?
Daxon Rudolph.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's who they'll take.
I don't know. Thoughts on Paavo Fugleberg? He is very good. He's a 2028 draft guy from Finland, but he is very, very good. Skilled, high energy guy. Talking about players is very unusual to me now because I've been so busy with other stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, Will's also a big boy.
No. I am a big boy, yeah. Dougie Hamilton is the underrated veteran that could make sense for San Jose. That's an interesting idea.
Dude,
I agree.
I love Douglas. That's
Dougie
my
Hamilton,
guy. I call him Douglas.
Yeah, it might be an
Douglas
interesting idea. I'd think about it. You wouldn't have to give up second overall either to get him. Yeah, I would be on the phone about that one for sure. That might be an
that's
interesting
your
idea.
offensive guy too.
That's an interesting idea.
I love Dougie.
Yeah.
How old is he now? Like he's got to be in his 30s.
I think he was 2012 draft, so 20.
Gotta be in his
like
30s.
32, something like that.
I still love Douglas. Douglas is my guy.
Yeah. Would the Sharks take Hronek and Canucks' other top pick for the Sharks second overall? I mean, you're trading down one spot and getting Philip Hronek. I mean,
I would do it.
I would do it.
I would do it.
I don't think that trade's gonna. Oh, Vancouver's other first round pick, which is the Minnesota one. No, I'm not doing that.
Oh no.
Great. What's the trade value of a top 10 pick? It's whatever a team is willing to pay. I don't know. Because of scarcity and value, I'm taking the NFL.
Hamilton's 32.
Yeah. If you were San Jose, would you entertain number 2 for Parayko in Colorado's first from Seattle? No.
Parayko?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
No, Parayko, look, I
maybe Edmonton. Maybe Edmonton's first round pick for Colton Parayko. Then maybe we could talk, but I'm not trading number 2.
No, I don't like Colton Parayko at all. I don't think he's a very good hockey player.
I don't think you have that many good years with him anyway, so
like
I don't know.
I honestly, I think he's not good for what you'd be giving up. Like he's a very mid defenseman.
Thoughts on the potential French invasion of the USHL? Yeah, 2 French guys got drafted in the USHL draft. Noah Nsonsa Katala and
but an Uzbek guy got drafted.
Philippe Postin,
right?
Yeah, the Uzbek Yazarbek Rustam Konov got drafted, and he's better. Yeah, I did. I lost my mind. That's a good one to find. I think it was about 4 hours and 30 minutes in.
Of course, you had your nerd out moment.
Oh, I lost my mind, man. It was hilarious.
Your like Christian Ubicki moment.
Yes, my Christian Ubicki moment, exactly.
For Azamat, Rusta, and Konov. I'm gonna call him Azamat.
Yeah, you can call him whatever you want. His name is not Azamat, but
great. Now don't worry about it. Something happened off camera. That's not a big deal.
Good.
But I gotta blame my dog.
Okay, sounds good. What else do we have here?
Broke my sleep mask.
Oh no, not your sleep mask.
No, it's a sleep mask. I'm actually really sad.
Oh boy. What are the chances Toronto takes Stenberg? I would say 5%.
Very
maybe
low.
Less. Speaking of that reach for a defenseman, how comparable is the reach for Nemec versus Reed? So who was or is a better prospect between the two? I think they're relatively similar in a lot of ways, honestly. Really good puck rushers, pretty good passers, perimeter-oriented playmakers, pretty questionable defensive ability, but like not bad, but they're deficient in the same areas. I might put Reed a shade ahead of Nemec where he was, but I would say they're kind of similar player and packages. Like if you think Reed is an NHL player next year, I don't think he is. But Nemec was rushed really quick, so I'd let Reed go in college for at least 2 seasons. I would just let him go unless he really blows you away next year. Then maybe, but yeah. Which picks in the top 20 do you think can play more than 9 games in the NHL next year? Probably McKenna, Stenberg, maybe Schmitz. Beyond that,
it's really tough.
That's
really tough.
I don't know. Because also the other thing too is a lot of guys can go to college. A lot more guys can go to college, and that's a much better environment than just going straight to the NHL and learning on the job. So I would say like just those 3. Not many guys stick when they're 18 anymore. The NHL, it's actually interesting. Thibaut Chatel, shout out my Swiss nerd goat, Thibaut Chatel. He updated his NHLE league difficulty calculations, which I love his work because it's very he also does like guys who say go from Finland to Sweden or Switzerland to Romania or the USHL to college and then to whatever. Like he follows guys throughout their entire career, even if they don't go to the NHL. So I think his numbers are a lot more accurate because there's a bigger sample. But all of the leagues basically have declined in quality. But I don't think that's because they've gotten worse. I think it's because the NHL's gotten better. So it's a much more difficult environment to be successful in. So having that ability to take more steps on the way makes a lot of sense to me. I would be in no rush to play guys unless it was really, truly a great scenario. Wyatt Cullen to Calgary at 8 makes too much sense. I mean, that would be wild. It would be wild times, but it would be very, very fun. Why do a lot of scouts have Carroll as the number one defenseman in the draft? I don't see it with him. I mean, I don't either. I mean, he's a first round pick to me, but I think a lot of people see him scoring a lot of points, and he does have some impressive, like, if he's got the puck on the rush and he can jump right into the offensive zone, he'll attack the net. Like, he can do stuff. I just don't think his offense translates super well. Like, not a lot of defensemen in the NHL like play like he does and generate a lot of production. His defensive game, though, I think is quite good. I think it's gotten a lot better this year. That's kind of what's bumped him into the first round for me. Like, a very capable, physical defenseman, good timing, good awareness, sort of everything. It's just the ultimate question is the same as every other player in the Canadian Hockey League, in my experience, is what happens when you have some of the best skating forecheckers in the world bearing down on you all the time, and you have 0 seconds to think. And yes, Carroll's does shoot the puck from the point a ton, to that commenter. He does do that a lot. So does Chase Reed. And I find a lot of defensemen who are, especially in the Canadian Hockey League, and generate production shooting from the point, it is very difficult to repeat. That's why I like guys like Schmitz and Villeneuve, because those guys are jumping into the offensive zone. They're trying to create and making playmaking moments in the, making plays and doing stuff in creative ways that I think goes way beyond defensemen who shoot from the point and by and large drive a lot of volume in their production. Any concerns other GMs don't want to do business with Chayka? Not really. I mean, like, the thing about being a general manager is the whole job lies on leverage, right? Like, if John Chayka wakes up tomorrow morning and is like, I need to trade Austin Matthews, no one is going to do him any favors, not only because he's John Chayka, but also because they have no leverage. So if John Chayka finds himself in a situation where another team needs help and he is willing to offer it, and he has something that the other team wants in order to fix their problem, I bet teams will want to do business with him awfully quickly, right? Like, I get the feeling that it's all
you're not gonna turn down an offer that improves your team just out of principle.
Yeah, and Calgary already did it with Brad Treliving. They were like, you can't go to the draft with Toronto, right? Like, the other teams have done that as well, right? Like, they get in the way of their former employees and whatever, and people they just have feelings about. So I don't know. John Chayka's job is to not make people like him. His job is to make the Toronto Maple Leafs a good hockey team. And if another general manager likes you, like, then that, I mean, maybe you can take advantage of that because that drops their defenses, right? But I don't think good general managers will do that. And I think that where you really will see value is, and I think Chayka's smart enough to recognize when he does and does not have leverage. He is a business owner. He's a business guy. Like, he knows how this kind of thing works psychologically. So if he has leverage, he'll have leverage. And if he's one of the guys that can help out another general manager with a problem they have, I think they'll want to do business with him awfully quickly, or they'll learn the risks of boxing someone out simply because you just think they're a dope. We'll see what happens, but who knows? Watch Brantford today. Cooper Dennis and Adam Banach are fun. I wonder what that's insinuating, but yes, they are fun. Let's see what else. Chayka, like all GMs, has issues. Like, the Mitchell Miller situation was not great. Yeah, I mean, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. I don't know what to say about that one. But also, like, the other thing, and this is an excuse, but he never claimed to be a scout. Like, Stathletes is not a scouting business. I don't think he even had experience scouting or anything like that. Like, he was trusting his scouts. So if you want, you can put it on his feet for allowing scouts to make a mistake like that.
But imagine having all those responsibilities in Arizona where you're under the gun of, you got to stay in this location. I don't want to just write off everything that is a red flag and say, oh, everything he did there is excusable. Now he's my general manager. I must support and glaze, because that's not what I'm about.
Well, the other thing too is, I think you also, if I am remembering correctly, I think the chronology of that was, I remember from that year that I was told about Mitchell Miller months in advance of the draft. And for a very long time, he was not on my list. And I, at the end of the season, put him on my list as a watch list guy to go, look, if you do your due diligence and it's like it's become sort of water under the bridge and there's been progress, then sure, I could consider it, but I don't have that knowledge. And then I think what happened was most people were not interested, but also Arizona wasn't the only team that was interested in him. I will also mention that
Boston signed him later.
Yeah,
Man,
Boston signed him, and the GM who did that is still employed by that team, right? Don Sweeney was the guy who did that, I think, right? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So there's that too. But I think with Mitchell Miller, I think it was the day either of the draft or after the draft, a news article dropped that went into a lot more detail about where everything was and a lot more perspective from the victim and their family. Victims, I should say, but the main principal victim, they had a lot to say. And that changed a lot of the equation after the fact of going, oh yeah, like all you had to do was call the parent of this kid or the kid themselves like for 5 minutes and do your due diligence there. And it seems like Arizona didn't do that, and that's a little embarrassing. But nevertheless, I don't know. I think that was also like what, 6 years ago, something like that. Like you kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a while, and so it's like lesson.
Man,
learned,
I'm getting
made a
old.
made a boo boo. Lesson learned. I don't know.
I think it was 5 years ago. It was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Without Bergeron and the Bruins, Miller might have been a Bruin permanently.
Maybe it was
exactly.
6. Maybe it was 6. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was 6.
I find it interesting that Will went from saying he's burned bridges by saying things about teams, then glazes his team's new GM. It's true.
It's not his team.
Well, I mean, I grew up in Toronto. I can't deny that.
Yeah, but you don't actually cheer for the Leafs. You cheer for chaos.
I do. Yes, I do. I cheer for players and I cheer for draft players because I like watching the youngsters play this sport and see where it's headed. But look, I the big thing for me, and I know this is a joke that this person is saying, but the big thing for me that I think illustrates a lot of how I feel about him is I see a lot of myself in John Chayka. And I think if John Chayka knew me, he would see a lot of himself in me as well.
Yeah, like, if John Chayka knew me, he'd hire me.
Okay, well,
so John Chayka hired me.
Let's slow down. But the point I'm trying to make is that
that's what you're advocating for. Am I wrong?
Well, it would be not if he called me, I would pick up the phone. If he called me, I'd pick up the phone. But
Will is also a fraud and a shyster, so
yes,
it's a bit righted.
To some, I mean, I have chosen a life of adversity, and that's fine by me. But but it's from that perspective and from my own life experience and from the things that I know that are happening behind closed doors regarding me that I go, I get it. I get everything about this John Chayka guy. I totally understand everything about this, I think. And
Will wants this to work so bad.
Well, it would be really funny. It's really funny that they won the draft lottery, and it would be really funny if it all worked out and they actually became very, very good.
Leafs for Cup? Leafs for Cup next year?
Let's pump those air brakes.
Well, I know. I'm just
yeah.
Look, I'm a little optimistic again. You know,
just when they thought that I was out, they pulled me back in.
Pulled me right back
in. Yeah.
I will not be predicting Leafs for Cup next year.
Yeah. Where's the live reaction of you screaming when you saw the 12 ball? I don't think I screamed. I was laughing. Like I was sitting at the table and we were laughing. We thought it was hilarious. And it is the funniest possible outcome.
When my buddy called me to tell me it happened, because I will be honest, I was wearing my scouching hoodie, but I had fallen asleep on my couch because I was like really tired. And I had no expectation that they'd win.
Yeah.
My buddy called me. He's like, "The Leafs won the draft lottery." I'm like, "Nah, you're bull pooping me right now." It's like, "No, they won the draft lottery." I checked my phone and I saw the Sleeper app and it says, "The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the draft lottery." And I lost my mind. I started laughing. I started laughing hysterically.
Hell yeah.
Hysterically, I started laughing.
It was so funny, man. It was hilarious. Like, it just is the funniest thing.
I just
especially it wouldn't be
the biggest get out of jail free card ever. This is incredible.
It is also exponentially funnier because of the press conference that happened literally like the day before.
Yes.
It is exponentially funnier because of that. Just
how quickly it all changed.
Yeah. So funny.
How the mood changed in the city.
Yeah.
I remember when they won the draft lottery for Austin Matthews, and my response to that was, Wow, we're finally
Patrick
batting
Laine.
up. Yeah, we won something. That's literally what I said.
Yeah. Okay. Did anything surprise
15-year-old child?
Did anything surprise you with the World Under 18s? I mean, Canada and the US being eliminated in the quarterfinals was a bit of a surprise.
That's awesome.
But by and large, I mean, not particularly. I think
what actually happened in that tournament, because I was overnight, and you could fill me in.
Sweden beat the Czechs in the Slovaks in the final.
Okay,
so Slovaks won silver at home. Czechs
good for them.
Czechs won bronze over Latvia.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean,
so North America had a really bad showing.
The US just got goalied hard. And Canada laid an egg against Sweden for sure.
Was my boy Mathis Preston out there?
He was pretty good. Some people disagree with that notion, but I thought he was pretty good. I don't think he was the issue on that team, though. That's for sure.
You know what, Will? Now I'm just gonna pray that the Leafs get Gavin McKenna and Mathis Preston.
It might be possible.
I know
it might be
possible. I know it might be possible. How insane would that be, man?
Yeah,
it's very possible.
It'd be very funny. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the really good players too at that tournament, I felt with the guys that were eligible for next year. Especially on Sweden, like Carlson and Mayer, and a few of those guys were really good. Which again, not unexpected to me, but they were really impressive. But yeah, I mean, it was a good tournament. It wasn't incredible, but there was a lot of good stuff going on there. It was fun watching Oliver Suvanto just like manhandle children. It was really funny. Nice to see some even 15-year-olds getting a look.
How high in the draft is he going now that he manhandled children?
I don't know. You don't hear much momentum about him. I think he's kind of what everybody's expecting, and they're kind of staying pretty calm about it.
When is Detroit? Detroit doesn't draft.
No. Yeah, no.
They're like big Europeans.
The Rangers. It'll be the Rangers. I think he could be a good Ranger. Like, I think Rangers fans would really like Oliver Suvanto, if that's who it is. I don't know.
5th overall?
5th? I don't know. But he is a center. He is a center. Where were we here? That's another thing too. The freak out about Chayka, like all of the think about the freakouts about like Quenneville coming back, Stan Bowman, Mike Babcock coming back, like all of these things, like Joel Quenneville covered up like sexual abuse.
Yeah,
like Joel Quenneville was like,
no, but he won cup, so it doesn't matter.
We can't do anything about this right now because it'll be too much of a distraction. It's like, okay, alrighty. And it's like, but everybody loves and respects him, the GMs love him.
He won 3 cups.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even think about it from that angle.
Yeah, but
Stan Bowman, yeah. No, it's yeah.
Stan Bowman, you can see the effect Stan Bowman's having on the Edmonton Oilers. Oh boy.
Well,
the Edmonton Oilers just can't get their GM right. Like,
I thought, yes, true, but boy, the Ducks are a heck of a team, man.
I know.
The Ducks are looking pretty. That rebuild, awesome. I think, is over. That rebuild is over. That team is looking.
Mason McTavish is awesome, right, guys?
Well, that's another one. Drafted 3rd overall, chasing a center, chasing physicality, chasing this and this.
I mean, he was very good for a little while, though. Like, there was a time where he looked pretty great. Was that
2023?
He was 2021.
Right, 2021. My God, time flies so fast. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So he's old now because it's 2021. That's just how it works.
He still is, outside of Gunther, the most productive player in that top 10.
He would be.
That isn't. I mean, Beniers has been more productive, but most penalty minutes, that's for sure.
It's okay. Fabian Lysell will catch up. He'll catch up. Yeah. He's just.
Brad Lambert will get there soon. Oh no, he's later.
Brad Lambert is
he was a year later.
Yeah,
he's still got a longer time.
I still love looking at the title of this episode. Rigged.
Yeah.
We'll always try and find the most rage baity titles we can find.
We're trying. We're trying our best.
Still, our best one is, does Lane Hudson suck now?
Yeah.
I don't think that one will ever be topped.
No, it won't.
And you can thank me for that one.
Because he's committed to the same college. Can Felix Farhamar be considered the Swedish Cale Makar? Yes. Put that on Reddit.
Yeah. Tynan Lawrence just as good as Macklin Celebrini.
Make it a bot. Make a bot that posts that to Twitter every 3 minutes. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, but make sure it's a different Twitter account.
20 different accounts. It's funny to me that people think the Leafs are trading the pick. Yeah, it is really funny.
I mean, it's possible, but very unlikely.
I mean, anything is possible. It's possible that a comet strikes the Earth and we all die, so who knows? Then it won't matter.
No. Jupiter is a meat shield. That's what Jupiter is for.
A gas shield?
No, it literally is.
It's a fart. I know.
It literally is. I know you know, but we gotta educate the masses here. Not everybody is as up to date on astronomy and like our planetary system. I guess it's not astronomy, it's more so just our planetary system.
Yes. Someone asked if the multiplayer draft has been fixed. It should be operational. It should be working just fine. If not,
never fully going to be fixed. Will's bad at this.
It's true. I am terrible.
Will uses AI to code.
Imagine
so he's
that.
a fraud.
I think instead it would have been better for me just to not put anything out and have nobody have any access to any tool like this. Yeah, I think that would be better.
Yeah. I think so. No, I don't think so. I wish you just added ads because we need more money.
Yeah, that's true. This is weird, but have you had Cam Robinson on the show? I have not. Scott Wheeler's been on the show. But no, not Cam.
I don't think either of those people are coming back.
Well, we'll see.
That's right.
We'll see. When was the last time the
We'd
Rangers...
be happy to have both of them on, I think.
Be fun.
Yeah, we'd be down.
When was the last time the Rangers drafted and developed a star or a top 6 player?
Never.
Well, Matthew Rempe. He's a superstar.
Yeah, okay.
No. I mean, Adam Fox. Like, they have Adam Fox. Right, but they developed him. Like, they went out and got him. And
no, he went out and made them get him.
Sure.
Like, it's a little different.
I guess the question was drafted and developed.
Yeah, like, not in our lifetime, like, not in my lifetime that I can think of. And I'm being serious about that. Like, I'm not
Hugh Jessamine the specimen is gonna crack one of these days. The biggest draft bust in NHL history, in my opinion. But one of these days he'll hit. Shesterkin. Yeah, Shesterkin is a good one.
That's a goalie.
Right, but he is a star.
Fine.
He's a star. He's really good.
They're good at that with goalie's. They got Hank and they had and Chesky.
And Mike Richter. Yeah, you know.
Like, goaltending wise, they've always found a guy to be the hard carry.
Yeah. When it comes to McKenna, was the most realistic outcome for him on the Leafs? What is that what you're asking?
To be the Mitch Marner replacement, but not nearly as good.
He'll be look, Patrick Kane had a hell of a career playing with Jonathan Toews up the middle of the ice. Yeah. And Patrick Kane had holes in his game, but it didn't matter because he scored 120 points. Now you have Gavin McKenna who can play with Austin Matthews up the middle of the ice. And even if Austin Matthews is that Jonathan Toews type center for the rest of his career because his shoulder is busted and his knees are just okay, he can still get up and down the ice. He can still play good. He's a very good two-way center, I think, in the NHL, even in his current condition. It's just, he's not a 60 goal scorer maybe anymore. But I mean, if I'm John Chayka, I am moving heaven and earth and spending every dollar I can find to figure out what the hell is going wrong with that guy and trying to fix him. But McKenna, with a guy like that and a guy like Nyes also on the ice with him, I think it will synergize quite well. And even if McKenna is soft in areas, I don't think you're going to notice that much, and I don't think you're going to care all that much because he is a dazzling hockey player. You're
going to care sometimes.
Oh, you'll care sometimes.
You're going to care when the sports
Jeff, Overdrive will notice some stuff. You will see it. It will happen.
My uncle's good friend Jeff O'Neill will be upset.
And your uncle.
Oh yeah, my uncle.
Your uncle too. Yeah.
Him and Jeff O'Neill.
All your uncles.
Classmates. Elementary school classmates, no joke.
Matthews
no joke.
is not as explosive as prime Jonathan Toews, though. Are you kidding me?
What?
Dude, Austin Matthews is insane now. He has really gained a gear over the last few years, man. That guy can really go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you might want to watch more Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews is better than prime
Jonathan
Toews.
Oh boy, now you've done it. Now you've done it.
Yeah, Jonathan Toews scored 69 goals. No.
Oh boy.
Easy, wrecked, destroyed. So Gavin McKenna is going to be better than Patrick Kane. Just has to be.
Exactly.
Leafs are going to win 10 cups.
Very
what's going to happen now?
Very few centermen were as explosive as 19 to 27. Look, all I'm saying, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Look, you can hand wring all you want about how explosive Jonathan Toews was, but Austin Matthews is as a two-way animal in the NHL right now, and he'll be just fine. And playing with Gavin McKenna will certainly help him score a lot of goals. Yes, I mean, yeah, Stanley Cups, yes.
Baby, Mitch Marner replacement.
If you want to play the Stanley Cups game, yes, 3-0 is yes, undeniable.
For now, but it'll be 20-3 in
all I know is watching Austin Matthews go up and down the ice and play a lot more physical than he used to is pretty awesome. It's pretty fun
awesome.
to watch. He is quite a hockey player still, even with his bum shoulder. But if you fix it, then
and also like if you're not in the defensive zone 80 to 90% of the time, like that's also the problem this year. They were in their own end 90% of the time. So like, what do you expect him to do? He worked his ass off to get the puck back as soon as the bums who had to break out the puck would get it. They just send it back to the other team. Like what is he supposed to do?
It's true.
He's not the carry it in transition player. It's not his role.
He can do it.
He can at times, but like that's not his consistent role. That's not his reliable role.
Okay, this person, you can believe whatever you want to believe that a 30-year-old Austin Matthews is not as good as 19 to 27-year-old Jonathan Toews. Whatever. Okay, fine. Cool. Okay, go for a walk. Go touch grass. Like whatever. I just like, what are we even doing here? Like, relax, man.
Matthews is 8 billion times better.
Okay, well, no, that's also not true. Let's just.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I'm rage baiting.
Let's just move on.
But I can't rage bait. I'm not allowed to rage bait anymore.
It is almost 6:00. I am too old. I am too old to do this. I'm not.
You're too old for
I'm 30. I'm over 35 years old. I'm not as ready to go to war as a prime Jonathan Toews.
I'm not going to war. I'm just striking a match where there's gasoline. That's all I'm doing.
Blackhawks fans like the guys that have been immortalized. Oh, surprise, surprise! Wow, oh my God! And they think that the Leafs are dumb. Wow, who? How amazing! What a surprise!
It's awesome. I love it. It's fun. Aren't you having fun?
Oh, I am. I'm having a riot. This is great. Should the Pittsburgh Penguins draft up, or trade down? I would just see what happens. I don't think you do any of those things. You don't know. Play it by ear. Yeah. Hockey noob here.
You got to be flexible with whatever approach you have.
Yeah. With regards to Nyes, Matthews, McKenna's potential, don't they all shoot left? I think you just figured that out.
Who cares?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I get the point. But the way a person,
Nylander, I don't know,
like the way you person shoots is something to factor in, but it's not a be all end all. I don't know.
Play Matthew, McKenna, Nylander. That sounds like a fun line.
This question is asked from a perspective of like, I don't know because I'm new to hockey, and like I understand what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you're saying, but like I guess to answer in a better way, like it's more about how you work around something like that, and like how you know who's comfortable doing what, right? Like because really the only thing that shooting makes a difference with is like the look that you get at the ice, and also maybe at face-offs where you might be at a disadvantage if you both shoot the same direction. But yeah, it's not a deal breaker. It's just a matter of how you make it work. But I think in terms of the types of players and the mix there, it's really hard to ignore that there's resonance there, and that there could be a lot of success with those three guys playing together, I think, with how they play, like shift in, shift out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got some really good forechecking there, really good transition energy. You've got goal scoring, you've got playmaking. It has everything, and it's like you try to make it work. That's at least the way that I would come. That's the way I would come at it. And if it doesn't work, then you go from there. But
I was a left-hand shot, and I like shooting from the right side.
I'm a right-hand shot, and I'm not in the NHL, so clearly,
No, but like when I would shoot, I liked shooting from the right, from the right wing. That's where I
Russian
enjoy.
style.
That's where I had more of my success.
No,
right?
I agree. Yeah,
right
no, I agree. I mean, I was a right-hand shot defenseman, but I liked playing on the wrong side. It was tougher, but I like it. I liked it. I liked having the puck more in the middle of the ice a lot of the time. I don't know why.
Yeah, Will is the number one right D, and I'm the number one left-handed center.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Is the future teal or orange? Why not? Porque no las dos?
It's green, actually.
No
We're gonna have all the money in the world when you buy us a billion coffees.
I did the budget. Yeah, I did the budget for the business today. We're not quite there yet, but we have had a few. We're a few steps closer to that billion coffees. We're getting
let's go.
A few steps. Yeah, a few steps.
Let's go. Buy our merch, by the way. Again, guarantees you will win the first overall pick next year.
All you have to do is scroll down a little bit. It should be down there.
Yeah. My Scouchwear hoodie, and the Leafs won the first overall pick. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that's how the NHL draft is rigged.
Yeah.
You buy a Scouch hoodie.
Here's a good one. You're gonna like this one because it's also gonna piss people off. What should Toronto do to fix the team because they need more than Gavin McKenna? Well, let me tell you a little thing. Here's what I would do if I'm Toronto, because the way that Toronto gets fixed is the way that will most annoy your uncles in Gloucester, Ontario. Okay, I would go out and spend a few $1 million, bring in Kayla Yamamoto, middle six winger, forechecking presence, lots of speed, lots of skill. I'd bring him in, cheap as hell. Bring in Nick Blankenberg, also maybe a couple $1 million. Excellent puck moving defenseman that Toronto desperately needs. Go back, bring back Timothy Liljegren. Give him a league min. Give him a league min. Give him league min or whatever. See what happens.
Give me my Timmy back, please.
I know he went to Washington. It was not incredible, but yeah. I like this comment a lot more. Trade Morgan Riley. Trade William Nylander. Trade Matthew Nyes. Do all that. And yeah, you do that.
No,
that's how you fix them.
How about you?
Doesn't matter what you get.
Shove it up.
No. I get it.
Shove it where the sun don't shine.
I think the Leafs should actively sabotage their entire roster. Trade everybody.
They should have just kept Brad Treliving.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, I honestly think that the way that you go if you're Toronto is you need to bring in guys that are speedy, pacey competitors who can move the puck. Watching Toronto break the puck out of their own end was absolutely agonizing, and watching them cycle the puck in the offensive zone, even on the power play, was agonizing. They desperately need to be more mobile, higher energy, higher competitiveness in their game. I think they have a lot of guys on that team that are framed as competitive, but just are not built for the modern game. So like,
and that's on defense more than anything.
And their defense is the bigger issue, yeah. Like, but also, I mean, like at times Max Domi was their second line center. Eric Brandstrom. Yeah, you go out and get Eric Brandstrom out of Switzerland.
I'm with that.
Or someone else had a good idea. You trade the first overall pick for Elias Pettersson and give Vancouver what they deserve. I agree. You could do that too.
I'll take Elias Pettersson, but it's tough because of the money.
Yeah, the uncles also want Luke Shen back. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, go to hell.
Yeah, the Logan Stanley.
Logan, he's so bad. He's so bad.
I think the way the Leafs are, it's fixable, but people are going to think that John Shaka is psychotic if he's doing it right, and I think that's the way to go. Jeremy Bracco, Jeremy Bracco. Yeah, you sign Jeremy Bracco, bring him back because that's a good idea. And you draft Ethan Belchet's first overall. You trade Morgan Riley for the rights. You trade Morgan Riley for the rights to sign Logan Stanley, and then don't sign him. That's another good idea. How can you destroy the Toronto Maple Leafs quickly?
Can we? I'm gonna hang up. Doing this. This is not good for my mental health, man.
Oh, we're just having.
What are we doing?
We're just having fun.
No, that's not fun. You're hurting my soul.
Yes, no, we're having fun.
You're hurting my soul. Yeah,
what?
It's still so awesome to me. Like I'm still in disbelief.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's hilarious.
I can't believe
it's
it.
It's really funny.
It's awesome.
It's so funny.
So cool.
What did you think about Alexander Command? Is he a first rounder? I think Command will be a very interesting player to watch develop. I don't have him in the first round. If a team drafted him in the first round, I could see the logic. If you like your centers with speed and skill, and you want to build the rest of the picture from there, which I know there are people who are not concerned about that, you could end up with a really good one. I think that Command is just, his play style requires a very high floor, and I just don't think that's there. Like he's speedy and skilled, but I'm not sure it's quite enough to make it work in the NHL as he is right now. And my issue really comes down to like his performance under pressure, like that grind in his game. Like he is physical, but he's not super successful with it. He's easy to sort of knock around a little bit. And there are issues in his game in that sense that kind of spook me as a first round pick, but like second round pick, absolutely. If you just want to bet on a center that has skill and can get around the ice really well, I think he's a really interesting option. He's pretty firmly in my second round, and I've always liked him. He's a fun player to watch. Yeah, what else do we have here? Will's a big right-hand defenseman. Well, I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm not that big. Am I sure I'm not draft eligible?
Enough.
I mean, an NHL team could sign me. I'm only 35. I got a few more good years left in me.
He's only older than Dougie Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm only a few years older than Dougie Hamilton.
He's also an awesome right-hand shot defenseman, at least from the time that I was watching him.
I think I'm a year older. than
You're about John Tavares'
than
age,
Victor
right?
Hedman. Yeah. John Tavares is a few months younger than me. I think he's a September, October baby, and I'm July. So I'm better.
I'm better.
I'm gonna. You know what? I know where John Tavares lives in Toronto, so I'm gonna go to his house.
Do you actually?
I do. I know that. He lives in my old neighborhood. He lives like 3 blocks away from where I grew up, like maybe 4 blocks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know the exact house too. So I could go knock on the door. I could go knock on the door and just go, "Hey, you know what? I was born in July, the same year you were. I'm better than you," and then walk away. And I bet he would think that was hilarious. It would be very funny.
Yeah, him and his crystals.
Yeah, well, actually, his crystals might form some sort of a shield wall around his house that like zaps me if I get too close or something.
Yeah, who's better than who now? Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, crystals. Damn. My mom actually got me one of those types of things.
That's such a mom thing to do. My mom bought me like something like that. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
It's a very mom thing to do.
No, it's a very woman thing.
Well, you know, there are dudes who are into crystals too. You know, they're all at Burning Man every year.
Yeah, well, that's a different kind of crystal. That's a very different kind of crystal.
Oh, I lost my headphones. Oh God. Oh God, you got me. That was funny. That's funny. That's a good one. That might be my favorite AJ joke of all time. That's funny.
Really?
That's funny.
That was so off the cuff.
That's funny. Oh, someone else suggested a second go around for a Mason Marchment in Toronto. I'd be open to that too. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah, but I'd also.
It depends on the money.
I want to focus on the defense first.
If it's $6 million, I'm not doing it. Well, maybe, but
probably is.
Probably is.
Like we don't need a top 6 forward at the moment.
Brandstrom. Bring Brandstrom back. That's it.
They really have to try and restructure the defense, and they're like, you can keep a Jake McCabe around. Like, I'm perfectly fine keeping a Jake McCabe around. I don't mind Jake McCabe. He's fine. He actually has some flashes here and there of offense, but like he's just not very fast, so he can't really pull off a ton.
Yeah, I know.
Like if I pull them up right now and look at the D group here, like I'm happy with Troy Stetcher for another year. I know he's 32 years old.
He was good though. He was one of the few Leafs
OEL's fine. OEL's just fine for what he is at the moment. Like Brandon Carlo is okay, but like it was really the third pair that is just.
I think we're being invaded by the Discord server. We're getting a lot of trolling from server members here.
Oh, okay.
Trade a first-round pick for Ryan O'Reilly. They should restructure defense by drafting Carson Carroll's first overall. We're getting hit here at all angles.
Oh, and person saying that you're sorry about rage baiting. No worries. I'm walking rage bait. That's the whole fun. You want to get me to rage a little
That's
bit.
all we do. It's the way you do things on the internet in 2026. It's just rage bait. We live in a rage bait economy. It's just how it is.
Yeah, all our titles are.
Someone suggested Nazem Kadri back in Toronto. That would be really fun.
Can play defense?
Yeah, can Lysell play defense? Yeah. Dennis Malgin, yeah, he's floating around too.
I love
bring all the friends, bring all the pals back.
But like, honestly,
Ryan Suzuki,
not that bad.
Ryan Suzuki, a quadruple A guy out of Carolina, like Suzuki could be interesting.
I still like the goaltending. I really do. I still like the goaltending on this team.
If you play your cards right, I think you could make a pretty decent team.
It's a playoff team.
If you play your cards right and be a little bold and not listen to the uncles in Woodstock, I think you could do okay.
They're a playoff team. I would look to move on from Jake McCabe though, but
I thought he was okay last year, but he's getting to the end of his rope.
But he's also 32 years old.
He's getting there. But I think
he's also 34 years old. Right?
I think you just let that contract run out.
Of their top 4 defensemen, Brandon Carlo is the youngest at 29.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it is brutal. All right.
Jesus.
But you probably keep a Brandon Carlo, honestly. Like you have to work with it.
Yeah.
Troy Stretcher is 32 years old, man. Like, oh man.
What do you think is Verdy Svensk's upside and long-term role? I mean, I think he has a very low floor because he has no attention being paid to him whatsoever. So that might continue for 10 years. But I mean, look, he can play on the wing too. He's a defenseman that can play wing because they played him on the wing this year. And by the end of the year, I think
he's a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Yeah, he's a Toronto Maple Leaf. And by the end of the year, I thought he looked pretty decent as a winger at the legal level. But anyway, his upside, I think he has a huge amount of upside. He's a great skater. He's got really good skill to go along with it. He is an aggressive physical player, even if he has mixed results there. I think he's the most underrated player in the draft. Like, I think that you bet on the skating ability, you bet on the skill level. You need some time to, I think, refine his offensive mind, but I do really, really like him a lot. And yeah, no, I think he's exactly the type of defenseman a team like Toronto desperately needs. Desperately needs. Say the Leafs draft Stenberg. ... Hey, it would be fine. It'd be fine. But McKenna's the guy. I think McKenna's the guy.
Yeah. 100%.
What else do we have? Oh, Big Head Hockey's in here. That's a new one. Chase Reed at 10, Malhotra at 15. What do you see in them that have them so low compared to consensus? So Chase Reed to start. I think Reed is the thing about Reed is it's just a really good group of defensemen this year. It's not so much that I don't like him. I just think that in terms of what a good NHL defenseman looks like in 2026, Reed is there, but I think there are just other guys that show a little more. I don't know how projectable his offensive game is unless more shots go in than not. But he's a very good puck rusher. He's a very good short to mid-range passer. I think his defensive game is pretty inactive, which I think is a common issue that is difficult to get over. But it's a really close year. It's a really close year. And for me, Reed is just a step behind those guys, mostly due to his defensive zone play. And I just don't know how translatable his offense is as is. I mean, it's very good. I think it's going to be just fine. But if we're talking like first overall contender, I don't know what first overall level defenseman in past years has looked like him at this age. And he is quite old for the draft class for a first time eligible. So it's all just a big, and I just also like the Canadian Hockey League. I think you might be new to this, but I also just fundamentally believe that the Canadian Hockey League is a much, 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 much sketchier place to evaluate talent now. And I think you can get away with a lot more, and you have to be really careful weighing, is this player good? And is this player just playing really bad hockey players, relatively speaking? Like, those two things are very different, right? Like, That's the big thing. So I with Malhotra, I like his offensive game. I think he has a very projectable style of play. It's a very similar story to the Desnoyers and Martin stuff from last year, where I liked them. They were top 20 guys, top 15 guys to me last year, but I just did not think top 5 made a whole lot of sense. Like, they have very projectable traits, skilled, pretty smart playmakers, but like in my work tracking data, Malhotra's 5-on-5 offensive numbers are actually a lot less strong than you might think. And I don't think that that's a coincidence when you watch them play. Like, I think Malhotra playing with Banak and Dennis has been a massive benefit for him. Like, yes, he's produced a lot, but in terms of Brantford's overall offense, it's actually, I think he has points on 28% of his team's goals, which is pretty underwhelming for a player considered like a top 3 pick. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of question marks about both of those players to me that spooks me about those super, super high picks. Yeah, Malhotra and Desnoyers, I think, are somewhat cut from a similar cloth, I think. And I think
that Will hates them both.
Oh, get hit by a bus or whatever, right? Like, that's yeah, if I don't like a player as much as the NHL does, get out of town. That's going to get clipped and put out of context for sure.
God forbid Will like Jim Stutzla, because he didn't.
I just don't like Germans. I don't like anybody unless you're
like JJ Peterka,
unless you're 5'6" and play in Kazakhstan.
You like JJ?
No, I do. Yeah, no, I don't worry.
You're a JJ guy.
I'm pro German. You know that we can hang. They can
hang. Oh, you can't be pro German, not with the Jewish.
Careful now.
What are you doing?
Oh boy, let's just keep moving forwards here.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take it there, but I did.
Yeah, holy retirement home, exactly. Yeah,
they're old, man. Morgan Riley is unplayable.
Any thoughts on the WHL draft? If you want, you can. They might still be going, but follow Donish Muslim and Joel Henderson on Twitter. Go ask them. They know a lot more than I do. I am terrified of looking at scouting and analyzing 14, 15-year-old hockey players. I just don't understand how they do it. So they are a much better resource than I am.
Will hates 14 and 15-year-olds. He only likes 17-year-olds.
Don't do that. Don't go there. We're not doing that. I'm
sorry.
I'm the same age as Zach Bogosian. That's true. I am. I can't grow a beard, unlike him. My testosterone levels are quite low. A little late to the stream, but can you list all the ways Gavin McKenna's NHL comparable to Mitch Marner? I mean, I think McKenna, there's a couple of things.
In terms of frustration.
Well, okay, so there's a couple of things. I think that there are echoes there, but the thing about McKenna, I think he's a better off-puck offensive zone player than he gets credit for. I think that's a big area that improved for him. Like, his ability to anticipate play and cause turnovers quickly and make plays has really grown, I think. And that's a very welcome change. And I think that's something Mitch Marner also did very well. The thing where they definitely line up is like they have that sort of X factor vision of the ice. Like the ability to not just see what's ahead of them, but like almost as if they can see from a bird's eye view what the ice looks like and where all their line mates are and make passes that you just are like, I don't know how they saw that as an option. And both of them are capable of doing that.
Yeah.
And I think also, like, they both are players where when push comes to shove in the playoffs, they're going to be targets and they are going to need to be more than just very skilled and need space to play. Because I think both of them were like that. They were very much like, they make incredible plays if you're not pressuring them, but you need to learn how to either defer to others quickly or play through pressure a lot better. And I think both of them are questionable in that regard, but I still think that you take the chance on McKenna because the upside is incredible. You just kind of fingers crossed, you just hope for the best. And I mean, again, like if he needs a therapist or whatever, day one, like McKenna for me would be the guy at number one, unless, and I'm putting him through a gauntlet of evaluations and interviews and everything. And if I get bad inklings about it, then I think about it a little more, think about a different direction. But if I get lots of evidence that everything will be just hunky dory, long term and he loves being in Toronto and everything's great, then it's a no-brainer to me.
How could you not love being in Toronto? What are you, Mitch Marner?
How could you not be in Toronto? What are you, literally anyone in Canada except people who live in Toronto?
I live in Toronto. I think Toronto's great.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's expensive.
Yes, it is.
Well,
But
I don't pay for most of that.
Believe
stuff.
it or not, things are expensive for a reason. Usually, things that are expensive are things that are in high demand, because if you ever go outside and touch grass, you might realize that people actually like things. Therefore, people who like things will spend money to have those things.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Who would have thought? Unbelievable.
What a crazy concept.
Oh boy. Which province? Oh, here we go. Which province do you guys hate, and why do you hate it?
Quebec, easy.
Okay.
No.
Well, okay. Full disclosure: I have never been to.
I don't hate any province.
I have never been to the prairies. I've been to BC. I've never been to the territories, but I've been to every maritime province. The one that I personally have enjoyed the least, I gotta say, New Brunswick. And
Really?
it's not because I didn't like New Brunswick. It's just I liked it the least, and there's really nothing there. Very little. I've never been to Moncton. I've heard Moncton's very fun, very cool, but I've never been. But I have been to St. John, which was pretty boring.
My buddy's from New Brunswick, and he makes fun of how much there's nothing to do in New Brunswick. Like he was with the fire department at one point. Then he became a comedian, and then came to my school.
It's also really tough because I've been to Nova Scotia many times, and I love Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia's awesome.
I've been to Newfoundland a couple times, and I love Newfoundland.
Really?
I went to PEI once, and it was okay. But Charlottetown, the city is very nice. I liked Charlottetown quite a bit, but not much was going on when I was there.
Did you have a lot of potatoes while you were there?
No, but seafood, yes.
Yeah, you have seafood. Seafood's delicious.
I've been through New Brunswick.
If you don't like seafood, you are an inferior human, an inferior human being. Like if you like seafood.
I drove through New Brunswick twice, and that was brutal. That it's just long rolling hills with forests, and that's it. So that kind of docks some points. BC is BC.
Also, no good hockey players from New Brunswick that I can think of off the top of my head. So they suck.
Incoming New Brunswick separatism. Yeah. Been to BC. Yeah, I've been to Vancouver. I've been to Squamish. I've been up in the not as far as Haida Gwaii, but up in that area, like up the coast, up near like Prince Rupert kind of area. I went to a fishing lodge up there at one point. And I love BC. It's obviously incredibly beautiful, but yeah, it's really cool.
But yeah, I picked Quebec because I don't like the Montreal Canadiens, and
I'm very pro Quebec. I love Quebec. If I could pack up and no Quebec.
No, you wouldn't. Get out of here. There's no way to Quebec.
Dude, I love Montreal, man. I love Montreal, and like the drive. I've driven from Montreal through Quebec into New Brunswick. It's gorgeous. It's like it's awesome, and
I can't pick the language.
It's a colorful place. It's a very colorful place. But I'm a huge Quebec guy. I love it. It's the whole like something about the vibe of the Quebecois.
I totally understand what people do.
Like
it's not my thing, but I get it.
The attitude of true Quebecers is very endearing to me. It's very endearing. I find it very entertaining.
I don't like it.
You know, like that. Like,
personally, I don't enjoy it that much, but that's just me. Right? Everybody's got their own tastes.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. You know,
it's also because I'm a diehard Leafs fan, so like it just doesn't mesh with who I am.
Je suis la seule robot dans ce coin. Most people hate having to drive through Quebec on their trips. I like it. I think it's kind of neat. You know, it's I've driven through Quebec a couple times.
But
It's
Quebec
really nice.
cheese is excellent.
Oh, the cheese,
excellent.
Cheese, man.
I will pay it in dues.
Cheese.
The food is excellent.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Quebec food is they know how to. It's very homey. Like I find in Quebec, like the food is very like
French,
homey.
by
Like
the way,
it's cozy.
but like I'm not pulling it. I'm not whipping it out.
Mhm.
I don't believe in that language. It doesn't exist.
I find that the food in Quebec is very comfy. It's very cozy.
Excellent.
You know, like I went to a place in Montreal.
Scouching QC.
Yeah, Scouching QC. No, that's the offshoot we're starting up in the summer.
No. We're not doing XQC type stuff. All right. This is no.
No, he's our special guest on the channel actually next week. Did you know that?
Oh no. Well, I guess I'm fired then.
What is it you mean with the hockey scouting? You know, what is it? I don't understand. Anyway,
All right,
this guy's so creepy. Yeah, I gotta go pretty soon here. Let's see. Can we catch up on anything? Do you think Casey Mutrin could be a complimentary top line player? Or is he more of a middle six? I think he's a middle six guy. He's more of like a Will Carrier type guy, where he's just gonna bust through.
You love referencing
because I love Will Carrier. I think he's just so awesome.
I know you do.
Just a goer. Mutrin isn't necessarily the goal scorer that Anderson is, but he'll run through a titanium wall if it means he can rip your head off, and I love that about him.
So yeah, Will Carrier.
Yep. Just that's the usual. Yeah.
Your favorite player to reference.
Does Nemec need a change of scenery? Is he just not that great? I think he needs a change of scenery and got rushed. I think it just was botched him, but he needs time still.
You know what? He was pretty awesome when
I
saw him.
Yeah, he's a good player, but I just think he got too much too soon. Like he shouldn't have been picked second overall. He should not have gone straight to the NHL. He should not have,
Sheldon Keefe does not does not like playing young defensemen.
No, he does not. No, he does not. Not in the role, and not in the roles where they probably should be. It's funny, but Carolina's defensive group was a bit up there in age until Miller and Nikishin came along. Yeah, there are undervalued players out there. I agree. Move down.
They had Brent Burns for a long time.
Yeah, dude. My goat. There's a Toronto Maple Leaf. Bring Brent Burns to town.
Honestly, I would not be surprised.
He would be what they need. He would be a kind of guy that they could use for a year at like $2 million a year.
That's what's crazy. Brent Burns right now is like better than Morgan Riley. That's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Morgan, Tessa Virtue, what did you do to him? What did you do to my boy? Being married to her, like, is it that bad? No, it can't be. It can't be. Listen, I love Morgan Riley. I have a Morgan Riley jersey, okay? I love that guy. And I'm also very happy for him that he got to marry Tessa Virtue. That's pretty awesome.
Man, he had his day, though. When he was really cooking, man, he was awesome. Something else.
I loved Morgan Riley.
And again, for the people who think I don't like Chase Reed, the guy that I think he reminds me of most is like a younger Morgan Riley. Like he does kind of remind me of that high puck rushing, offensive leaning guy that can move the puck and play with it at the blue line and put it on net and put some production on the board that way, run a power play.
Morgan Riley,
that's
baby face Morgan Riley. Dude, I remember when Morgan Riley got drafted.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do as well.
I was like 12 years old.
Is there any validity to people saying Stenberg has a better competitive motor, so they think you can win more with a guy like him than McKenna? There is a grain of truth to that. I think that is true. The guy that I keep saying Stenberg reminds me of is Seth Jarvis. So it's like, would you rather have Patrick Kane or Seth Jarvis? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's Patrick Kane.
I think you probably go with the guy who can really produce, and you may need to insulate him.
But I love
Seth Stenberg Jarvis. Is very good. Like
that hurts my soul to say because I'm a big Seth Jarvis guy, but it's very clearly Patrick Kane.
Stenberg is extremely well-rounded. That's a great part of his game. Is he's just extremely well-rounded. And I again, look, I think it's a discussion that's worth having. And it comes down to how McKenna comes off, in your opinion, and your interviews and his analysis, and what a psychoanalyst thinks of him, and what your development staff thinks of him. And look, like if there's an argument to be made from behind closed doors that you'd rather have Stenberg, then so be it. I can understand why.
Mhm.
But I think that with McKenna and the situation and with Toronto, it just makes a lot of sense. But there is a grain of truth that you see a little bit more of that ability to play when the chips are really on the table a little bit more comfortably. And McKenna, I think
you also got bad, but you gotta give the kid a chance too. Like you see the uber skill and the uber talent at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think
just gotta bet on that and be like, hey, we're gonna bring you along and try and help you develop that as best as possible.
I don't think it's unusual I don't think it's too ridiculous. What?
It's not unusual.
Yeah, Tom Jones.
Yeah.
Tom Jones.
It's the Carlton dance song.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think with Stenberg, you're not wrong. I think there is a grain of truth to that. And yeah, I think this is the thing about the draft is it's like there's a lot more to it than like who is the better player, right? Like the word best or better, what do you mean, right? Like what are you looking for? And there is an argument there, I think, with what you're saying. But I just like you gotta if McKenna hits, he's a superstar. And Stenberg, if he hits, I think is an extraordinarily valuable player that will help you in a lot of different areas of the game. So you know, people are gonna be talking a lot for the next month and a half. They're gonna be talking a lot.
Talk a lot.
They're gonna be talking a lot. And a lot of it probably will not necessarily be incorrect. It's just at some point you just kind of have to go, we won't know for another X years what the outcome is going to kind of be. Someone mentioned Zetterberg, kind of like Stenberg. I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. That's, you know, like a guy you want on your team, but is not going to be on the Wheaties box. You know what I mean? Like that.
Be on the Wheaties box.
He's not gonna be selling you Frosted Flakes.
He's not your Pavel Datsyuk.
He's not going to be selling you TD Insurance on TV during the World Juniors. You know what I mean? He's not going to be with Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid in their music studio.
CIBC.
The CIBC ads. Yeah. He's probably not going to be in those.
Let's go. That's the most.
I like that. They move one slider on a mixing board. It's like, that sounds great.
No, but
cut.
Connor McDavid doing the let's go and the CIBC getting excited about his financial plan. Yeah. It's so bad.
I love it.
It's so bad.
Those ads always crack me up. Oh boy.
Hey, but I bank with RBC because Austin Matthews is the vote. No, it's because I got set up with an RBC account as a 7-year-old.
Yep.
Okay. But Austin Matthews does promo for my bank, so it must be the best bank. Must be.
Where are the Datsyuk comparables? Just keep drafting those. Yeah, I mean, if you could draft one of the best players in the world every year, why don't you just do that?
Yeah, like in the 7th round.
No, the Datsyuk comparable this year for me is Wiggo Sorensen. That's who it is. It's going to be Wiggo Sorensen. That's Pavel Datsyuk because he's going to go in the 7th round and be incredible because that's just how he is. Although I will say, and then we'll close on this, the news dropped yesterday that he is actually going to stay with his hometown team another year and play 3rd division pro hockey in Sweden. But you know what?
Oh,
all the more power to you, dog. I know there are reasons that are very reasonable for why he would want to do that, but that's not my story to tell. But he is staying back there for another year. And I think it's going to be fun regardless. And if he's a 7th round draft pick, then I'll do it. I would be very excited.
You do it.
Yeah, I would do it. I love it. I mean, look, if you want, I actually can probably find it before we go. But if you really wanted to, you could, I'll post it in both stream chats here. If you really wanted to, you could look at the USHL Phase 2 draft once we call it a day here. I found the link. Yes, here it is.
Of you freaking out.
Yazarbek Rustam Konov. Sorry, Azamat, as you said.
I just call Azamat. It's funnier.
There's the clip for you that you can chase down and read for yourself. Get it? Chase read.
Yes.
We had some good moments on the show. So again, before we go, does AJ know any of these prospects in the draft? Not really, but I'm sure between now and the end of the season,
I'll become.
We'll be
familiar.
the Scouching Discord server. I think the Scouching Discord server, past a certain point, will be doing some of these. Like, let's just zoom out, watch some of these guys, and see.
Yeah,
and, AJ can be a part of that.
I'll hop in for those.
Yeah.
And I'll call them all bad, and then I'll play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Call them all bad, play chess. That's how it goes.
Or depending on my mood.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll call it a day there. Thank you so much for joining us. This was a big one. This was a lot of fun.
And a late one too.
Yeah, and again, thanks to the USHL. It's a Schaefer joke. Oh, okay.
Do I know any of them?
Do you know any of them? Tynan Lawrence?
No, I didn't meet any of them this year because of my big boy
job.
job.
Oh, right, the big boy job. Yeah. So
otherwise I would be saying, did you know I know him? Yeah, but I already have it with Porter Martone and Matthew Schaefer, so that's pretty good. Like I'm pretty set.
Yeah, we'll take it. But anyway, thank you to the USHL as well for shipping us Puck Preps folks out for the draft. It was a lot of fun. Again, big shout out Don Ash, Cameron, Chase, just a trio of legends that helped me out a ton. Huge ups for those guys. I think we had a lot of fun as well. Go follow them also on social media if you want. So anyway, we'll get out of here. We'll be back Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much for joining us. And toodles, and be safe, be well, be nice to each other.
And guess what? Leafs for Cup, it's back.
Well, they're back, man. They're back. Chaka's going to take them to the promised land, right? Yeah.
Leafs for Cup,
2028. Yeah, 2028. Maybe not next year, but 2028, sure.
2028.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you around. And Monday night,
Toodles.
8 p.m. Toodles.